Alrighty, people, what is happening? We've got another real rookie draft for you today. Very excited to be here with you. This is our second to last rookie draft of the year. All right, so I know we all love these drafts. This is the second to last one of the entire season. We appreciate y'all for being here with us. What's up, Sean? And Macy is here, and it is official double digits until the NFL kickoff. What is up, McNugget? Welcome in. What's up, Henry? What's up, Vulture? Ben is here as well.
What's happening, y'all? What's happening?
Abe is in the building. Joel, Styles, Dale, Fantasy Condo. What's up, Sonny, Lazo? What's up, guys? Welcome in. We appreciate you big time for being here. We've got another, like I said, real rookie draft, and this time it is with our Kilo League, which is our second to last league that we will be live with doing a real rookie draft this year. Again, appreciate y'all big time for being here with us. Do us a favor, hit that like button to show some love. We are doing another little giveaway today. It's very simple. All it is a free trade question voucher on the Flock site. Very simple, gang. But, you know, for example, like P-Pop here has got a trade question, M. Wade, Sean. We're going to get to these in a second. But if you want to be entered to get your own free trade question voucher, basically like view it as like a free super chat, free super message. All you have to do is type land into the YouTube chat and like the stream. That's about as simple as it gets. We're going to have a great stream today. We're going to do some rookie drafts. Then we're going to do some team playbooks. Might hear from some of our people, might call in. And we're excited for you guys to be here with us. So just a heads up, this is a real draft, real money on the line. That means we have to implement code Cinnamon. All right, code Cinnamon means when someone is not drafted, it is proper draft etiquette not to say their name, just simply because no one likes that guy. All right, no one likes it when you're on the clock and you're about to make a pick and someone says the name of a player that you're about to select. It's no fun in a real draft when you're in a real room with people. It's no fun when that happens online. Don't be that guy. Nobody likes that guy. We are using the land method, live action negotiation draft, which means that we will have a 5-minute trade window for every single owner here in the Kilo League. Now, it's important to remember that you have to be on the clock to call your trade window. And it's important to remember that the time that you leave on the clock when you call your trade window is the time that the new owner will have left. So if you call your trade window with 10 seconds, you make a trade, the new owner will only have 10 seconds left on the clock. So make sure your queues are set and ready to go because we will not be undoing auto picks. So again, appreciate y'all for being here with us. Again, code Cinnamon, and also like the stream and type LAND land into the YouTube chat to be entered into today's giveaway. We've got the Kilo League here. Badaki at the 105. Do you want to walk people through your team here in Kilo before we draft?
Yeah, sure. In this league, I have Patrick Mahomes, Tyrone Tracy, Josh Jacobs, T. Higgins, Tyreek Hill, Mark Andrews, Reed, Jerry, Bo Nix there. I've got the 105, so just trying to get some more firepower essentially here, and I've been in talks here potentially trying to trade away Patrick Mahomes with a couple people, so you might see a couple other live trades here today from your boy.
Love to see it. I am at the 11 spot here. I am your champion in 2023 of the Kilo League, and we just fell short to Reb in the championship game this year. Very disappointing, but we still have a good amount of capital. 108, 201, 304, and the 411. And this is maybe my favorite team I have in Dynasty. It's definitely a contender. We're rocking with Daniels, McCaffrey, Achane, AJ Brown, Jason Laporta, Rice, Brian Thomas, and Baker Mayfield on our bench. We've got Connor and Bryce, Ayuk, Olave, Jacoby, who, funnily enough, I put on the trade block. I made a video recently about Jacoby Myers, and the comment section are full of people who are saying he's the most obvious buy low of all time. And I put him on the trade block, and nobody wants him. It's unfortunate, but in case anybody in this league wasn't aware, Jacoby Myers is the best buy low of all time, according to everyone in the YouTube comment section. So please send me a trade offer for him. All right, well, we appreciate y'all for being here with us. And let's go ahead and get this thing started here in 3, 2, 1, as I need to quickly change it to a 5-minute timer.
No, as we've got
Meselex on the clock here at the 101.
Community leaderboard. So obviously YouTube, you guys are seeing these crowns next to your head here. I was trying to figure it out as it was all going down. It's community leaderboard.
Interesting.
You get XP for it. It says place for fans to stand out in the community. The top 3 get special badges in live chat. It resets every stream, so you can always try again.
Okay.
You need to collect experience points or XP. Send live
Very
chat messages, send super chats, and super stickers.
Yeah, I think they are trying to be a little bit like Twitch, Joshua. I think we're on the same page there.
Yeah, 100%.
Meselex does take Ashton Genty here at the 101. And absolute impact, game-changing player for him from day one. He's got a lineup of Geno, Herbert, Lawrence. Now he's going to add Ashton Genty to Monty, Mixon, White, B-Rob, Kupp, Ridley, Lamb, Waddle, Ingram, Gesicki, it looks like. And now we've got True Reels on the clock here. Notorious Detroit Lion fan. I've never seen his DP not be a Detroit Lions player. So shout out to him. He's got the 102, 110, and the 202 in this draft. Definitely appreciate y'all for being here with us. You guys are funny. Bear says, I'll just spam the chat in order to be first. Oh my gosh. Tier-based rankings for land community members. I don't even think we didn't even turn this on, so YouTube is kind of just doing it as a default, I think.
Yeah, YouTube is doing it as a default. We had no idea. I was like, what is all these crowns next to these people? I don't understand how everyone doesn't have one if they're all you have to do is message in the chat. Yeah. Surely everyone should have one.
I don't know. What's up, David? Davide, maybe. What's up from Italy, man? Welcome in.
Hey,
Sonny, we will definitely look at your team here on the stream soon. I'll have to see what order it is.
Wow.
In the order of
So this is 2 times back to back where someone is getting a Marion Hampton at the 103. Which is, we saw that earlier in the week in our other league, which was the Juliet League, and now also the Kilo League. Rocking out with a Marion Hampton at the 103.
Okay, so yeah, definitely a surprise, but it's now happened back to back, like you mentioned. I don't think any of us maybe anticipated that, but it is becoming more normal maybe as we get closer and closer to the NFL season.
It is becoming very, very normal. Okay. Excuse me.
Again, appreciate y'all for being here with us. Do us a favor, hit that like button to show some love. In fact, if you hit the like button and you type LAND into the YouTube chat, LAND, you'll be entered into today's giveaway for a Trey question voucher on the Flock site. What's up, Davo? Welcome in. What's up, Cam? Welcome in. Appreciate you. Style says it looks like it's based on super chats rather than regular chat messages. Is that right?
If that's the case, then...
But no one's super chatted today.
But no one's super chatting, but like, for example, like Daniel Macy super chatted like for your birthday. Surely he should have something. Like that's the first one I can think of. Like who else has super chat in the past? Joel has super chat.
I guess if you super chat, it will put you at the top, but it...
But McNugget hasn't
messages too.
super chatted today, and he's at the top currently. He's first.
Yeah, I'm saying he shouldn't be. It will account for super messages if someone does it, but if not, it will look at other messages in the chat is what it looks like.
Yeah. Very interesting here.
Joel says maybe the Hunter's rise is because of a recent report where the Jag staff alluded to him only to contribute on defense as a third down high leverage situation player only. I find that so funny though, because you know, I remember hearing the day of the draft, them at their press conference saying that. You know, so I just find it funny that we're now thinking that, you know, like I feel like we've had that information for a hot minute here, pretty much in the entirety of the last month since he was drafted.
Yeah, if that was the case, we surely would have seen Hunter go at the 102 in the past 2 months, and we just haven't seen that here.
Could be,
Once
though.
again,
Who
I put
knows?
the 105 on the block here. Haven't really gotten anything. I'll let it go up until
Are you looking to trade back, or what are you looking?
Oh yeah, I'm happy to trade back and get some more capital here at the 105.
Okay.
Just depends on what you got. But like I said, no one has messaged, so I'm happy to just wait. I'll give it until once it hits a minute 50, and then I'm going to be taking Travion Henderson here. Being completely transparent.
You
Taking
like
Travion
Jacoby Myers?
You like Jacoby Myers? According to a recent video on Dynasty Land, that's somebody that you should be selling, getting off your team.
Nah, bro. Actually, if you look at the comment section, it's full of people saying that it's the worst take ever known to man.
Yeah, I actually.
So I want you to know that actually the mass consensus is saying that you should probably buy Jacoby Myers.
And
so
I think
I have no
that's the
problem
thing.
sending you like Jacoby Myers in the 201. That's apparently great deal for you.
I'm just gonna listen to the guy that normally talks. He normally wears a hat. He has glasses on normally in his video. And he says, and I just really trust him. His takes are normally really good.
Never heard of her.
All right, it's 1:30. I'm gonna make my pick here. Go Travion.
Yeah.
Travion. I think this is my first share of Travion. Actually, no, I have another one. I think when I traded back, I think that was in
Another Juan.
another Juan. I think it was in golf. I feel like Travion. Don't remember. I don't remember.
Henderson and McMillan off the board. There are really no. There's nothing chalk. It's pretty chalk outside of Hunter at the 102, I'd say, for this draft. But that's what we expect. I think we're very deep into the Dynasty rookie draft season at this point. Everyone kind of knows where these players go. Yes, James, that is right. Code cinnamon means. So think about it. Like when you're in a real draft, you guys ever draft in person with your friends? It's the best draft you possibly can, in my opinion, you can have. But when let's say you're like 2 picks away and someone's screaming like Ken Walker's on the board. I mean, I love Danny from Fantasy Stock Exchange, but that's exactly what happened when we were in Austin last year.
And he knows this. Dan, we were transparent. It was like, dude, shut up, please. We're trying to let this guy play. He's like, I can't believe Ken Walker's on the board.
Yeah.
Like, what are you
dude,
shut
I'm
up.
3 picks away. Can you stop throwing names out? And we weren't even doing like an electronic draft. It was like a proper draft board. So you thought maybe he could keep falling. But anyway, that's why Code Cinnamon exists, because we love interacting with you guys, but also we don't want to ruin anyone who's on the draft board. We want them to get the player that they want. And, it's unlikely that it would ever be a problem, but the reality is that it does happen at times. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I'm there with you. Right there with you. I'll bet you Chasing Breakers was probably looking for a QB there. Cam Ward off the board looking at his team. He has Jordan Love. His other quarterback is Russell Wilson with no other quarterbacks there. He has Deshaun Watson, who is... Who? Deshaun
Yeah,
who?
Average Joe Mixon. It's definitely the best way to draft. I think... I love electronics. I love, the future, and the future's now.
I think we're going to do the boys draft all together, by the way. I've been talking to Luke, how he might do the thing for his birthday.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Might do the draft during that time.
Yeah, there's nothing like an in-person draft. It's just, it's far superior to just drafting online. I mean, there's nothing wrong with just drafting online, though, but...
The trade's been completed.
A trade was just completed. So it looks like Justin Fields a third in the 112 was sent away for the 107.
Yeah, wow. And then Quinshon Judkins. So Riptide gets Quinshon Judkins there. Let's have a look at his team really quick. He has Breece Hall, Kyron Williams, and he just added Quinshon Judkins to this team here.
This is Riptide. Let's have a look at Riptide here. Where's he at? Okay,
Not a bad team there.
Yeah, Caleb, Breece, Kyron London, DJ Moore, Hawkinson, Metcalf, Evans, Dak. He just sent away Fields, so now I guess Rodgers is the quarterback 3?
Yeah, that's probably what he's banking on there, his QB3.
So he goes up and gets his guy. as it were, Quinshon Judkins. And I'm just going to field offers here for a second and see
Do your thing.
what might be available.
Well, nice. Yeah, I mean, Fields is not bad. Yeah, and by the way, guys, I'm gonna be doing some real Dynasty startup leagues with the new league. I guess you can call them like the borough leagues, right? We have Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, in the Bronx League. They're obviously Staten Island didn't make the list, unfortunately. But we're gonna be doing that here the next couple weeks. I think the first draft, I'll tell you guys, which is the Manhattan League, is currently in 12 days, which is June 9th. We're going to be going live here around 10, same time that we go live here for these rookie drafts. And that's going to be, I need to figure out how the clock, I think I'm going to do 3 minutes. It's just going to be so long. I think I'll probably go 3 minutes for the first 6-7 rounds and then change it to 1 minute for the first and then for the rest of those rounds, because I won't be able to be live that long and then do team playbooks while Zach is away there. But yeah, keep that in mind. That should be really fun there with Daniel, Macy, and Joe that are helping me out with those leagues, so shout out to them. And Scribbles, man, I'm seeing all these clips of OTAs, man, all these clips and all these highlights and saying, wow, look at this incredible catch. Look how fast this guy is. Look at this guy's feet. Wow, Jalen Hyatt is getting reps with the first team.
Wow, Shedeur Sanders went 100% completion percentage.
Oh my goodness, dude.
The most bullshit report I just saw today was the only person who's done that in OTAs in the history of the NFL was Tom Brady. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Are we seriously? I think the most harmful account on Twitter for Dynasty is that NFL Rookie Watch account, personally.
Look, it gets you hyped for sure. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. It gets you hyped for sure, and it gets you excited for the season. But it gives you false hope for some of these players. You know, like, wow, it looks so explosive. And then, like, you see all these clips and reports saying, like, you know, we really like these players. What coach is going to draft a player that's a rookie in the 5th round and not say, I don't like this player?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
100%. Everyone's going to have the most positive things they possibly can say. Look, I don't typically like shit on accounts. I've definitely done that to like Dov Kleiman before. I really don't like it all. But this is, I think, my least favorite account on Twitter, just because I think it's the most harmful for Dynasty players. I honestly think it's a ridiculous account, but so many people follow it. And I think they're very strategic in the way they present things, and I think they're trying to capitalize on the new like monetization of Twitter. That's just my opinion.
I just really wonder how much money they make. You know, like, are you getting like an extra $100 to $200 in your pocket, which I guess is a lot for. Not saying that's not a lot for me. Just saying, like,
yeah,
can help. You know,
I'm gonna call my trade window. Sure. I'm gonna call my trade window.
Ooh, 30 seconds left, so keep that in mind. All right, trade window there for Zach. Trade window. He called his. But yeah, I mean, look, I get it. Like, I can understand trying to make some cash. Maybe you're just hustling. You know, I think it sounds. I see those TikToks where like you see like these kids that like I clip stuff and get millions of views on YouTube. That's just really smart on TikTok. It's like, shit, I want to do that. And you don't have to do anything besides clip and then see what has gone on in the past 24 hours and put it on your TikTok. But yeah, I think when it comes down to stuff that we do and like really lean on players and have money in it in our home leagues, I guess that can really hurt us when we then try to you know, outwork that in the long haul. I haven't seen that, Joshua. I haven't seen Phil Yates say anything about him. Maybe I have. I don't remember.
James, that is one of the best accounts. I think that is the best account you can probably follow. That and Coach Peak Index. because there's actual foundation to Coach Peak Index, but 32 beat writers is great. Now, obviously, you can't always trust a beat writer either. The difficult part, quite frankly, is that I don't really know who I can trust anymore on Twitter, because you are rewarded for engagements now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think like I normally goes. I guess it just depends, right? Like it's just so hard because I wish I knew like the top beat writers for each team. Obviously, they repost. There's like 20 beat writers for each team, but like who's ranked number 1 there? I know like for the Giants, I know the top beat is like Art Stapleton, Jordan Renan, and then there's another guy. But like I just need the top 3 for every single team. I'm just gonna filter them. Like I just need them, the guys that have been there the longest, because I see so many beat reporters, and I'm just like, who are you? I've never heard of you before. Which is always my thing. You see, like I think you guys probably knows your team beat writers as well, which is great. Like, let me see, I get something. And I've been trying to keep up because like I listen to like the Giants. They have like a Giants podcast, but I've been trying to listen to each team's podcast and like just get their understanding of like what's happening in the back end, and like what are, you know, I listened to like the Steelers one, and maybe I just catch the bad episode, but these two guys were going on and getting roasted in the comments about how they hated George Pickens and they wanted him off the team. And then according to the comments, that like they just started to backtrack that, and now they love that he's off the team and that they have DK Metcalf but no quarterback. What's happening, Jacob, man? Thank you so much for the super chat. He said, would you take Hunter at the 101 in the IDP full rebuild? I think he would definitely be in consideration in an IDP league. Now, we don't play IDP leagues. We don't have too much background information. I think it all depends on the point system that you have set up in your league. But we would definitely say Travis Hunter would be in consideration in an IDP league at the 101 for sure. I think it just depends on, once again, the point system that you have set up there. But I think that's also a good point that Joe's saying. Like, not, once again, this is really early. You don't know IDP leagues. You know, are you getting points for sacks? Are you getting points for pass blocks? Are you getting points for, you know, tackles? Like, is Travis Hunter really going to do that? Are the DBs really the guys that you attack in an IDP league? I have no idea. Once again, I don't have too much information about that when it comes down to IDP. But all depends on that scoring. But appreciate that super chat. And as always, guys, obviously you can see that Nightbot put that super chat in if you want to ask a question. We don't mind you donating here on YouTube. To be fully transparent, they take 70% of or 30% of that cut. But on the Flog Fantasy website, is actually built a little bit different. We get a little bit more kickback on our end. So if you can, once again, don't have to, but you can then transition to the Flog Fantasy. And then you can, you know, link your team on there. We can have a look at your team. By the way, you have 20 seconds. I see you have a queue already, which is fine, so never mind. But we appreciate you guys. So 15 seconds here. Looks like Zach's trying to get something done. I mean, I guess it's no surprise who he's potentially going to take here because he does have a queue. And it looks like that's going to be R.J. Harvey at the 108, who I also took at the 108 in our Juliet League yesterday. Or 2 days ago, excuse me. Now John Perry. The John Perry is on the clock. Great supporter of the show, if you guys don't know who that is. Oh, T. Clips of Robert Woods currency is going to be rough here. Yeah. Yeah, man. But all these beat writers, plugs are awesome. Actually, should probably go through all of them and just follow them. And I'm just assuming the beat writers that you guys follow are the guys that you like. Dylan put the 49ers in. I'm assuming you're a 49ers fan. Sonny is put the Seahawks. I'm assuming you're a Seahawks fan. You know, I think you just know. I bet you Zach can tell you the #1 beat writer in Washington. You know, I would imagine he could. Maybe he doesn't, or maybe for the Chiefs as well.
Sorry, I'm just.
No, you're fine. I get it. Sean, man, I don't think so. I don't think the Knicks are coming back. I mean, I saw one of my friends. He's a Knicks fan. I went to high school with him, and he said that 30 for 30 documentary is going to be amazing when the Knicks come back and win 3 straight. Or 4 straight, however many games we have left. It's just, I think historically with those numbers, it's just not, we haven't seen that done too many times. And the Pacers just playing like crazy. We had way too many turnovers. We lost the game on turnovers. To be fair, maybe it's biased, but like I think we just had we are getting bodied on like getting to the rim and getting no calls. Not one call, it feels like. And it's so frustrating. But once again, maybe that's my bias because I'm a Knicks fan. I just felt like every time either Cat OB went to the rim, hell, Brunson went to the rim, it wasn't a foul. Was never a foul. But we went the other way and block in the back, or it was Halliburton was driving and Brunson reaches, foul. Get him to the line. I just don't understand. I really don't understand. But but the Pacers are definitely in stride, no question. Looks like they're gonna be going to the NBA Finals there with the other team, which I'm not gonna mention because I know that's important to Zach, and that's gonna be here very soon. So let's not say anything. Wanted a Knicks final. I definitely wanted a Knicks final for sure. I think it's good. Like, I think we can definitely. I think it depends on who we bring in next year, and who we lose. Like, if we lose Josh Hart, if we lose, I feel like we can't lose OB, Brunson, and Bridges or Cat. We can lose Hart. Who can we get for Hart? Once again, I'm like I only watch the NBA during the playoffs type guy. So all these suggestions that you have, all the stuff that happens in season, and I do know like Tibbs never sits his starters and they always play 40 minutes and these guys are exhausted. I hear all that, but I'm not seeing that in season because I'm not necessarily watching. So
John's going to call his trade window here.
John's calling his trade window here. Okay, it might be might be these two talking potentially.
Yeah, everybody wants me to pay a tax in this league because of my team, and that's fine. I have no problem saying what I'm offering after this if it doesn't work out, but
yeah,
I feel like I'm being pretty aggressive, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna work. So
yeah, it says Cat's holding you guys back. Once again, I don't know how he often plays. All I know is what I've been hearing. He does dumb fouls. He gets fouled out often. But like he took over game 3. He took over and he was the guy. But like he also does hold us back. I definitely get what you're saying. Like sometimes he drives to the hoop. And like he's expecting the foul call. And he does like a dumbass play and like he airballs it, or he hits the rim barely. But like he's doing it because he thinks he's going to get the call. That's what's been pissing me off the past couple of games for sure. But yeah, I don't know too much about all that's happening with the way he plays. I just know what I've been watching. I think Bridges wasn't hitting his shots specifically in the game 3. In game 4, he was hot and cold as well. He wasn't as consistent. But anyways, too much basketball talk there.
Okay. I have come to the point where I have said this is my final offer. I can't do any more. So it'll either be someone else or not me.
This is my final
or
offer.
Someone else or...
This is my fight song. Wait, John, what are you looking for, man? You like Patrick Mahomes?
I mean, people are saying I'm trying to fleece him. I'll tell you exactly what I'm offering. I have no problem saying that. I feel like I'm in a unique position with this particular team that I have.
Oh, this guy has a crazy team. What are you talking about? What's John trying to get from you? I'm interested. Anyways, sorry to cut you off.
That's all right.
Yeah, John's team is kind of nice, though. I mean, Lamar Jackson, Chuba Hubbard, Saquon, Devonta Smith, Cortland Sutton. I guess his tight end is a little bit weak with Tucker Kraft, Najee Harris, with Amon-Ra, Jalen Hurts. So I'm assuming if you were talking to John, hypothetically, not saying you are, he was potentially trying to get a wide receiver off of you or a tight end.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like this trade... Yeah, I don't know.
Were you trying to lowball him with Jacoby Myers, man? Come on.
No, Jacoby Myers was never in the deal.
Let's not do that, man. Come on. I'm joking.
Someone said offer him a free playbook.
I guess we'll wait and see what the trade window is, because maybe Zach can still get a trade done potentially.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe he'll tell you. Maybe he'll pull all the cards on the table. Call him out.
I said I have no problem saying exactly what the trade offer was, whether it gets done or not.
Yeah, no, we'll wait and see here. But just
I guess it'll be another one of those where it comes down to how you view tiers.
Yeah. What is that tier looking like for you? What do you have? You have what other picks? You like Jerry Judy?
Just don't need him.
Just got an elite team, you know.
This is one of my best teams for sure.
Yeah, Tyreek T. Higgins. I feel like I came second in kilo like the year before.
All right, John, I gotta put you on the clock. Okay.
Trade has been completed. Actually, you were on the clock. So
you guys will see exactly what's gonna happen. I am gonna draft Emeka Egbuka here. Don't have any Emeka Egbuka. I love him. I have never been in a position where I could draft him naturally, and it felt normal. I believe I overpaid, and obviously we know from previous streams not everybody's going to agree with my assessment, and that's okay. But to move up 4 spots, I sent a second next year, which is my own, and 2/3 that are not owned by me. They're owned by different people to move up from the 201. In my book, in almost every time I would review any one of your teams, that's a huge overpay, and I wouldn't do that.
You got trade window, by the way, again. Sorry.
Because I have the 201 and the 109 in the same tier. But the reason I did that is because I'm in a very special position, I feel, with this league, where I had so much draft capital moving forward, I wouldn't be able to actually fill a team. You know what I mean? So I'm already struggling each and every year, and this is truly not a flex, but I'm struggling each and every year with who I can actually drop on this team. So I felt like I could send a future second, the future thirds, because next year I'm not really sure how I would even fill the team up as well. So that was the deal that went down.
Okay. That is the deal.
Of course, you guys can see my rankings. They are publicly available. Do we not have rookie rankings on the site anymore? Why
no?
There's no rookie option. That's weird. Can you say something in the...
No, like in the position, do you see where it says overall and then it has quarterback?
Right.
Yeah.
So if you go to Superflex, you can see my rankings, which doesn't mean you guys have to use my rankings, right? Is it not going to let me show you? I don't know what's going on there. Let me see. Okay, here we go, rookie. So for me, you can see my tiers would have the 108 to the 202 in the same tier. Obviously, not everybody's going to agree with that. That's been very public, and we've made content around that as well, right? And so kind of what I did is the opposite of what I typically suggest to you guys. But I felt like I was in a position where the picks weren't as valuable to me because I just can't field that many people anyway next year. So I'm willing to overpay to get my first share of a player I love that I just have never been in a position to get in Emeka Egbuka.
Okay. Well, that's all right. That's okay. We'll see how it turns out there. I mean, look, could you have gotten a wide receiver at the 201? Maybe.
So, do you think that was? It seems like people think I got the better end of this deal. Is what it seems like people think. Again, like, do you feel like what's your opinion on it? I feel like we've been in the same page in tiers, but
no, I'm there with you. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying, like, with a team like this, like you said, you won't be able to field all those players next year anyway. So trying to overpay and get Emeka there is good. But even if you didn't get that deal done, you could have potentially still gotten a wide receiver. Potentially. Obviously, we're not going to name names because of Cinnamon. Which I know is still in that same tier, technically, for you. So, like, if you didn't want to overpay, you could have just settled. But I know, like, you want to get more exposure.
I don't have any exactly. Of Egbuka, so
that's what I was saying. Like, you want to get more exposure there. So, like, it's not that big of a deal. And, like, Emeka's going to sit there. He's not even going to start for you anyway. Actually, I have to look at your team. I haven't looked at your team.
It's beautiful.
Jackson, yeah, Rice, Brian Thomas, yeah. So, like,
I could honestly probably put Egbuka on my taxi squad if I wanted to. But yeah, I mean, that's one of the more aggressive trades we've seen from like the 201 up into the back end of the first in our drafts, I think.
Yeah, and I don't know what John's doing. Not that John's doing it wrong. I would imagine. I guess John probably felt the same way of like, well, right. I can still get a wide receiver at the 201.
Well, that's what I was. Well, what I was thinking for John's team is I would, if I was in his position, I think never mind. I don't want to like. I realize that if I actually say something, it's probably not smart. But I just think the 201 suits him well. That's what I'll say. Yeah,
I think it does as well. So like, I don't think it's a bad deal on either of you guys. So
John said he was fielding other offers, but my deal made the most sense. He's hoping to use some of those picks in season. I didn't even ask him if I could actually say that on stream, but I assume he's okay with it.
Just dogged him. Nah, I'm joking. Okay. Let's see what happens there.
All right. We are going to put True Reels back on the clock here.
Safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest. I was thinking for like the meetup, we need to have like a cool like thing for people. I don't know, like it's like obviously we don't know the date yet, but I was like, it feels corny, but it'd be cool if everyone like wore like the same shirt type. I don't know. I'm thinking of something like along those lines. Oh, like if you come, you can get a shirt and that says like Dynasty Land or like a sticker. I know that sounds lame, but I'm trying to do some cool things for you guys thinking.
That might like be, I don't know. Would that not create like some like elitist feeling?
Maybe. I guess not trying to feel like elitist or be elitist, just more of like, it's just so sick to see like everyone like who support us being there. Yeah. But
that's fair.
But I get what you're saying. Like, imagine we all rocked up and we all had like red shirts. It's like, oh shit, look at all those red shirts in the crowd. It's like, that's us.
Yeah, yeah.
But yes, no, I get what you're saying. I don't want that to be the case. Caleb Johnson off the board at the 110 there, which we've been seeing there. Now at the 111.
Yeah, that's not uncommon at all. I'm glad. The only other Egbuka share I had was back in Echo when I had to trade for Egbuka to facilitate another trade. So I'm glad I actually have him in a league where I can keep him.
All right, Tyler Warren off the board. Now Chasing Breakers is on the clock here, who, if I'm not mistaken, originally had or did a trade earlier. Am I right there? Yeah, Chasing Breakers had the 107.
Yes.
He originally had Quinshawn there, but he received Justin Fields the 112 and a third in the future. So now he's here at the 112.
Yes, sir. Again, appreciate everybody for being here with us and watching. Do us a favor, hit that like button to show some love. And you can also enter today's giveaway by simply hitting the like button and typing LAND into the YouTube chat, LAND. Appreciate that, Dak. Good to have you here, man. Good to have you here. Prod by Kel says, are you guys using military phonetics? Is that how you say that? I think so.
Yeah.
To name your leagues, and if so, does that insinuate that you are 20 plus? No, Badaki's you're 17 this year. Is that right? I'll be 15.
With the leagues that we have.
Just trying to make a joke there. No, we're both well over 20 years old.
I definitely totally didn't get that reference of where you were going. So
yeah, we are both in our 30s now, actually. But yeah, just seemed like the easiest way to do it for us. We're also big Call of Duty people, so it kind of...
That's what I thought. He says in 20 plus leagues. That's what I thought he meant by league. That's how I read it. That's why I was like, I didn't know. That's why I was like, oh, that's why I need to count my leagues.
Not in 20. 20, if you look at like the totality of like redraft in Dynasty, yes, but not in 20 plus Dynasty leagues. I think we're in like 12 or 13. I think I'm in 14 if you include Devi.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I mean, I'm in 22 in total. So like including Dynasty.
Is that with your new leagues though?
The 4 new leagues. Yeah, the 4 new leagues that we just started. The Flock League, both of our home leagues, and then the 3 redraft leagues that we have. That's what did I say? 22.
I don't remember, honestly. Love that for Scribbles. How long have we been playing Dynasty? I started around 20. I feel like 2013. I think
he's actually playing longer than me. I started more like in. You said 21. You said
2013ish.
Yeah, I probably started like 14, 15. If I'm not mistaken. Probably like a year or two after you. My first league was like in ESPN. It was terrible. Then we did ESPN.
Loveland comes off the board there.
All right,
that
now John
is one of the first times actually we have had both of those tight ends off the board in the first round. I have them ranked as if they should be, but it doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
But, you know, keep in mind, I mean, like, Badaki and I, we kind of live, breathe this stuff, right? So, I mean, there are people that we know that are in, like, 50 leagues. And that to me is crazy. I'm more like, how in the world do you do that? So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I think, like, if I was to like dwindle down some of my leagues, I would just make them real big pots. Not that the small pots are not enjoyable, because these are really fun. Like if I were to get rid of some of these and just make it like 5 or 4, I wouldn't want like $200 buy-ins for each so I can feel the weight of those leagues as if it was 20 leagues. Not that there's anything, once again, wrong with these leagues. I actually really like them and enjoy them. Just want to put some more wager on the table.
Just want to give you guys a heads up. I am going to jump into a Origins tourney. I don't really have another pick until the third round, the 304. So I've got a lot of time here to waste. And whenever I have time to waste on a stream, I'm typically jumping into an Origins tourney. I would love for you guys to join us. If you don't know what Origins is, it's a competition on the FastDraft app. It's a best ball tourney. It's for the 2025 season, and it's for the rookie class only. There's no positional limitations. You draft 6 rookies, and the top 4 get entered into your lineup each and every week. I would love to have you come draft with us over on the FastDraft app, so I'll put a link in the chat. But if you have never played, it's very simple. Again, you download the FastDraft app. You can use our promo code LAND. We'll match your deposit up to $50. That is 10 free drafts on us in the Origins tourney. And when you finish your first contest, I'll send you my rookie report. I'll send you my season rankings completely free. So check out the link that I am pasting in the chat there if you want to draft with us. Oh, I'm on the 101. Nice. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Genty here at the 101. I haven't had many 101s.
And I don't think that one, but
he didn't make it in. That's okay. Yeah. No. Anyway, would love to have you guys come join me as I draft on the back end as well. Don't want to take away from the stream, but also just want to let you guys know that I can't stop drafting. You know, now there's a Discord over there, and every time someone puts in the Discord, I'm about to jump into a draft, I'm like, oh, okay, I want to jump in. It's quite addictive.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it is. All right, Matthew Golden off the board there. And I guess, like, to kind of end and wrap up that conversation we were having earlier with the Mika and Buka, right? Like, I was kind of saying, like, Zach could potentially get somebody just like that wide receiver at the 201 in Matthew Golden. Obviously, it would have been a risk because it's not guaranteed that he gets there. Yeah. But John gets the extra capital, gets still a first-round wide receiver, probably not as high as draft capital as in Mika and Buka, but still that has that first-round value on him.
Yeah, I think you can make an argument that Golden has a better chance to produce year one. For me, it's just more about didn't have a share of Buka, and I didn't
getting exposure.
I didn't want that to be the case. I want to have at least one share. Love the guy. Breaks my heart that I only have one share through all of my leagues. And it's tough to draft him in the Origins tourney as well, because obviously you're just thinking about year number 1. Chasing Breakers is looking to sell that pick.
I'll send you something, Chasing Breakers.
You like Jacoby Myers? Yeah, I'm probably out of the sweepstakes. I've already
seen your message there, Jason.
And now I got a line in it.
Made his bed and got a line in it.
All right, I'm gonna walk you guys through what's how the first round's going over here in the Origins tourney. Obviously, I took Ashton Genty, and you can see how the rest of the first round has gone here. And again, it's super interesting because people draft so differently. That's okay. In the Origins tourney than they do in like a proper rookie home league draft. Because again, the only question that you're asking in the Origins tourney is who scores the most points in year 1, right? It's a best ball tourney, strictly focused on the 2025 season. So you don't really have to have these conversations about, well, in a couple of years, this might look this way. And it's cool to see people's conviction in year 1 on some of these players. And, you know, kind of putting money where their mouth is on some of these names for year 1. Even if you don't play with us on the FastDraft app, their Origins ADP is definitely an interesting look for sure, which is available on their site. As Chasing Breaker is looking to sell the pick. When are we going to get an all Australian league? We actually have quite a few people from Australia in our leagues, actually. What's up, George? Welcome in. Henry says, I was once in 120 managed leagues. It wasn't setting the lineups that was the issue. It was a waivers. Yeah, that's a lot of leagues. That's a lot of leagues. You know what? Good point. Let's jump into some calls. We got people who called who are calling into the show. If you don't know, you can call into the show. If you're a promo code LAN annual mother flock, remember on the flock site, when you link your Discord, you'll see the hotline unlock. We heard from Lad yesterday, and I didn't get to hear from Flair, so I want to hear from Flair. Let's see what he has to say.
Brand new subscriber here. Been watching your videos for a long time. Period. You give JJ McCarthy a little bit of love here and there, but I'm pretty high on him. Period. He had a great career in a pro-style offense at Michigan.
Trade window.
Gets drafted into a situation with great wide receivers and tight ends, and a quarterback whispering coach and offense to boot. Yeah. Period. Made Sam Darnold pretty good last year. Tell me why JJ McCarthy could be a top 10 quarterback, and tell me why he could be a bottom 10 quarterback.
Well, that's a great call in, and I love that we're starting off with one of my. I feel like he's a my guy this offseason, the way I talk about JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, 100%. Go for it.
We are on the same page there. He's been my favorite player to acquire through the season last year. You know, when everyone was talking about, well, look at how good Darnold is. Like, they might extend Darnold here. He might stay. I just never understood it with them, you know, the way they spoke about JJ and the capital they spent on him. I just never understood the idea of extending Darnold. So even if you look last year at our content midseason, I'm telling you to trade for JJ. I'm telling you to do it in the offseason, even before Darnold leaves. And obviously now we know he's going to be the starter. But I think an interesting way to look at JJ McCarthy in Minnesota is if JJ McCarthy fails, it will be the first time a quarterback has failed under Kevin O'Connell. That's the way to look at it. I mean, guys, go back to when Joshua Dobbs was starting for this team with Kevin O'Connell as a head coach. Joshua Dobbs is like a must-start quarterback for like 4 weeks. We've already made the case. You know, Flair did a fantastic job making the case. Shout out to Flair, by the way, for calling in. Already, look at what Sam Darnold's career looked like before he landed with Kevin O'Connell. I mean, how do you possibly fail with Jefferson, Addison, TJ Hawkinson? Now a good run game, a nice little 1-2 punch that you have. How can you possibly fail? I don't know. And no quarterback has. So you're making an absolutely fantastic case. I mean, even if you look at Kevin O'Connell before he landed in Minnesota as a head coach, he still has a vast history with the Rams and with Washington of quarterbacks who are playing up to their potential, with the Kirk Cousins, the Matt Staffords. He's done this his entire career. And I absolutely see a case for him finishing top 10. The same way, it's the same case of what you just saw with Sam Darnold, right? A little bit unproven for Sam Darnold, a lot of talent. Now, obviously, Darnold had... The reason why JJ might not finish top 10 is because he doesn't have that experience that a Darnold has. So the road might be a little choppier to start off, because you can make the argument, well, Stafford, Darnold, as you go across it, Kirk Cousins, all these guys had a lot of experience. So that could be maybe the reason why it takes him a little while to get out of the gates. But again, if McCarthy fails, it will be the first time a quarterback fails with Kevin O'Connell. So that is my simple push for JJ there. I think it's a pretty good case.
Yeah, I mean, it really, there's no excuse for him to fail, period. And Zach kind of hit it on the head, right? Like, with the people around him, the weapons around him, you have one of the best wide receivers, one of the best tight ends. You have a veteran running back that can help and protect you. You have a great wide receiver too. No excuses, really. And I think if you don't see like, if he's just bad, he comes out the game, it's like, dude, you're just throwing picks. JJ's wide open. What's happening? We go watch, you know, the all 22, and he's just missing everything. Then we can have another conversation. But like, that's not something I'm believing for. I think JJ would be great.
I would also say, like, should be a little patient with him as well out of the gates. You know, like if he struggles year one, he will again be my favorite buy low in year two as a starter. Just simply because sometimes it does take time to really develop into the player you want to be in the NFL, especially at that quarterback position. But I guess when I'm saying he would, like, if he fails, it would be an outlier. I'm saying over the course of his career more than anything. So anyway, yeah, I love that question. That's a really great question to start this hotline session, which we will do today. I am about to finish this Origins tourney. You can see the team I put together. Obviously love my first two picks. Trying to get a little unique after that. But I might jump into another one here. We'll have to wait and see. But again, would love for you guys to join us. If you haven't downloaded the FastDraft app, download it. Use the promo code LAND. We'll match your deposit up to $50, and you get a bunch of bonuses as well. I got to put you back on the clock there, Chasing Breakers. Now, I wanted to give a big shout out, and let me go to our other screen before I do this. Because, number one, Commander Burger. Love it. Shout out to the Commanders. Hail. But he says, tuning in like I do every time from Belfast, Northern Ireland.
Hey.
That's incredible.
That's love, man. Appreciate you.
I love the Irish accent, by the way.
What time is it out there? This is Belfast, Ireland time. It's currently 2 a.m. over there. That's crazy.
2 a.m. My goodness. We are up.
He's up listening.
We're up before the sun at this point.
That night shift. Chasing Breakers here with 20 seconds left.
Yes. 20 seconds left for our Chasing Breakers here. He's got a decision to make.
Keep in mind, be careful.
And he's got 10 seconds left. Auto picks won't be undone.
Be careful. Next minute is somebody. The trade gets accepted last minute. There goes Luther.
Love it.
Burden.
Love me some Luther.
The board.
Another player that I've paid up for in the past. Commander says, I believe I'm the only Commander fan in Northern Ireland. Just went 2 a.m. over here, pulling all the gaft or graft for fantasy. Have one more draft left to do. I love it. That must be an Irish saying, graft.
Must be.
Or maybe it's a typo. I don't know. But you know what I watched recently? It was a documentary about a flight that crashed over Ireland. Can't remember what it was called, but it was super interesting documentary. Anyway, that probably doesn't matter to you. Again, appreciate y'all for being here with us. I have no pick for the next entire round. I'm there at the 304, but we've done most of our damage in this draft. So what I'm spending the rest of my time with is jumping into an Origins tourney on the FastDraft app. I would love for you guys to come join me. Definitely having a ton of fun over here. We got 7 spots left, so it's a great time to jump in right now. If you have never played on the FastDraft app, very simple, guys. You can download it. You can use the promo code LAND. We'll match your deposit up to $50. If you think about that, that is 10 free Origin tourneys on us just by using our promo code. And when you finish your first contest, I will give you my rookie report, my season rankings completely free via an email. So check out the link in the chat box if you'd like to join us. 5 spots remaining. And by the way, if you think about it from this perspective as well, it's kind of the deal of a lifetime. You can literally download the app, deposit $5, get $5 back, and then get in return a trade question voucher on the Flock site if you become a member, or even if you have an account for free, which is already worth $5, by the way. You can also get our rookie report and my rankings for the 2025 season. So you basically get a free draft entry if you do it that way, and a whole bunch of bonuses. But of course, the more you deposit, then the more drafts you get for free as well, if you want to look at it that way. But we'd love for you guys to come join us over there, as the 204 is currently on the clock. And Nate is up. Remember, he went Ward and McMillan at the 104 and the 106 there.
That is correct. And then I'm here at the 105, but I'm also in this FastDraft lobby waiting for the crew here. But appreciate you guys. All love as always. Appreciate you, man. Commander Burger. Hey, hope you have a good shift. What's happening, Ben? Says, hey guys, tuning in from Auckland, New Zealand. Yeah, G. You from Auckland, G?
I love it. What's up, Ben? Welcome in.
That's
Shall
love.
we go out on the deck, bro?
On the dick, bro?
You do it.
Have you been to New Zealand?
No.
Wow, beautiful. I love it, man. I love New Zealand. It's so nice. That's like
where they filmed Harry Potter or The Hobbit or whatever.
The Hobbit.
Okay.
I haven't been to the North Island. I only been to the South Island, and I
Oh yeah, I hear it's beautiful.
we drove from the top to the bottom of the South Island, and it was awesome. It was crazy,
I hear it's
dude.
stunning. By the way, Commander says graft is a saying over here. Yes, essentially it means work. Cheers for the shout out, he says, which is awesome. We appreciate all of y'all for being here with us.
Oh yeah.
Let's get to another hotline call in here from Mills. What's up, Mills? Let's hear from you here.
Good evening, fellas. My question revolves around some veterans. I know we kind of talk a lot about rookies and everything. What I want to know is, who are your top 2 veteran buys at each position, and just a little explanation why, and what should we use to purchase them. Thanks in advance, fellas. Look forward to tonight's stream. But
yeah, it's a good question.
Yeah,
appreciate you for calling in, Mills. I would say I guarantee the chat probably knows my wide receiver answer to this.
Yeah, I think we're kind of on the same page there as well. I have a couple. I can bring something else as well.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but it's actually a really great segue to talk about our redraft channel, because all the videos that we're posting over here on our redraft channel are relevant for your dynasty leagues. And specifically like a question like that, you're going to see a lot of veterans that I think are going to have great years that you could potentially go buy on a low. I think Nate's Q is about to pick up here, but
come on, dude.
Okay.
Devontae Adams would be my answer pretty much straight away. I've talked about him most of this offseason. He is my favorite veteran wide receiver if you're on a contending team. We're talking about a guy that in the last 6 years has demanded over 10 targets per game every single year, the definition of domination. And now he goes to what I would classify as his second best situation he's ever been in outside of Green Bay, to be attached to Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford. We've already seen how dominant this passing attack can be. They've been top 10 in passing yards per game in the past 2 years. I think he is the perfect buy at wide receiver. And then as far as the running back position goes, Badaki, I think Alvin Kamara stands out. And just simply put, because the man just keeps putting up season after season of great fantasy success. And everyone, it's weird because like when you look at redraft ADP, people are so comfortable to draft CMC and Derrick Henry. And they're at the same age as Alvin, if not older. But Alvin's like 5-6 rounds cheaper in redraft league. So I would say those are my 2 answers, but would love to hear.
Yeah, no, obviously Alvin, not Alvin, Devonta is definitely one I would agree with. I think one that I think we both not been on the same page that I like to buy is Cortland Sutton. I think the situation hasn't changed much. They didn't bring anyone in the wide receiver room outside of Pat Bryant. He was a 3rd round pick wide receiver. I get it. If you bring in Emeka Mbuka, who we always like saying he should go there, if you bring in Luther Bird and Matthew Golden going to the Broncos, that's a little bit different. But another year with Cortland Sutton being the wide receiver 1 that you can send a late second, potentially 2/3 to get Cortland Sutton. He was, if I'm not mistaken, or not, that wasn't that year, it was the year before, but he was like a top 25 wide receiver that was helping you. He was averaging 14, 15 fantasy points per game. I think that's good enough for a guy that you can send for a 3rd round pick here. I know I'm on the clock and I'm going to use all my time here. So I like Cortland Sutton personally. Another one that I like that we also disagree on, that it's not a hot heavy name. I think another year in this offense, another year where they're probably not going to want their quarterback running too much. Not great guy. For me, is Brian Robinson.
Okay.
I think he's going to continue where he picked off before he got injured. Obviously, that injury hurt him, and then it kind of dwindled down throughout the second half of the season. But I also think the Commanders, they get better at the offensive line. They want to protect Jaden Daniels, and I don't think Jaden Daniels is going to be rushing as much as we hope for. Not saying that's significant, but I think it's such a high-powered offense that it's just easy points, right? It's just something really cheap. But obviously that's not like a game breaker. He's not somebody that's going to get you crazy fantasy points. But if you just need to send a third for somebody, go get Brian Robinson. I personally like it.
Well, obviously,
I'm on the clock here.
You know the upcoming videos that we're about to release, so I would be on the opposite page. But there'll be a video about that coming out soon. But that's obviously okay. You're on the clock here at the 2:05. That's right.
Yeah, I am. I messaged a couple people, but no one likes me. No, they don't like me. They don't like me in the kilo draft. I think let's say it together.
Go ahead.
Great. No, let's count it down. We can say it together.
Go ahead.
Come on. What do you think?
I'm asking you. Doesn't matter what I think.
It's not about the color of my skin, surely.
Just asking you.
I don't know. Anyways, there's a person that I really want here. There's two people that I really want here, and I've been trying to get him. ATJ, I'm about to send you a trade, actually. We got a draft room.
Okay, well, you've got 40 seconds left to.
I'll make my pick. I'll take Jack Besh.
All right, Jack Besh is the pick there for Badaki. I like it. We're in another Origins tourney. Looks like Macy's in here with us. I love that. Let us know who else. I see Crop Top Killa. Some of these other names might be more new. I don't know. I've seen some of these names, actually. I know some of them words.
Period. I actually didn't pick up on that, Robert, but that's awesome, man. Appreciate you calling in, brother. That's love.
Oh, that is funny. I thought he was being like, period.
Yeah,
you know?
period. Like I thought you were like making your like a statement. Yeah, so yeah, period. You know, that's what I thought.
I'll take Cam Ward here at the
hell
102. Again, like in this Origins tourney, the only question you have to ask is who's going to score the most points in year one. So it's easy to bet on a quarterback that's going to start, guaranteed. But no, that's hilarious, Robert. That was fun, and that's funny to think back now because I was just like, yeah, he's emphasizing his point. He's like, period, like period, bro. Like on God, that's hilarious. But no, I love it. We love hearing from you guys, honestly. As Genty, Ward, Hampton, and McMillan come off the board here in this Origins tourney, I'll say it again. If you haven't drafted on the Origins tourney, download the FastDraft app. Use the promo code LAM. We'll match your deposit up to $50. That is 10 free drafts on us. Would love to get you guys into a tournament with us. And DM me if you'll get my rookie report and my season rankings when you finish your contest, by the way, as a thank you. And if you're a member on the Flock site, DM me if you sign up. I'll give you a free trade question voucher. We've been doing that for everyone. But also, DM me on Discord if you want to be a part of a group chat that I'm putting together for FastDraft. FastDraft also has a Discord now, and it's great to be a part of because these drafts are constantly filling, which is cool. But still a great contest to jump into. As Badaki, you're there at the 109. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, actually, surprisingly enough, I don't have too much of Caleb. Only 2.9% of Caleb Johnson. So let's go Caleb there, and then I'll be happy with whoever is going to come to me at that 202, which you guys already know who I'm probably going to be taking here, which I can't name because he hasn't been taken. Oh, my goodness. Tone took one of them. Okay, that's okay. We can pivot. I'll take Matthew Golden then.
Okay, that's not a bad start at all. Caleb, Matthew,
no, it's not a bad
two
start.
Guys you know are going to start day one, or most likely, right?
I personally like that quarterback there that went at that 110.
Yeah.
I always smash pick in the second because, I mean, once again, a quarterback that's going to start me projecting 18 games of the season is most likely going to outscore a wide receiver in his rookie year, potentially, depending on that rookie, right? So,
yep, I can
that's
see
kind
that.
of where I'm at there.
I can see it. We've got ATJ on the clock here. I thought he might have had a queue set up, but he does look like he is active now. So let's hear from one more person here. We've got Chef Keith. And again, you guys can submit these pretty much every day we're live. If you guys are a member with us with the code LAND on the Flock site, link your Discord. And then any day we go live, feel free to submit. We love hearing from you guys. So let's hear from Chef Keith here, as we just saw Cam Scatterbu come off the board. They were with ATJ.
And the man about to send you a trade.
Let's go.
Are you playing something? Are you playing audio?
Yes. Oh, wait, hold on.
I'm not hearing it.
You guys aren't hearing it.
No one's hearing it.
That's because I'm a dumbass. Give me 1 second here. All right. Now we should be able to hear from Chef Keith. My bad. Here we go.
Hey, guys. Chef Keith calling from Canada. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Canada.
Just wanted to get your opinion on a hot take I heard today that Patrick Mahomes is going to have a bounce-back year with, Worthy being better this year and Rashid Rice being healthy. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that. You think he's going to be worthwhile pickup if he's available?
Well,
I mean, this is kind of what I've always been saying. I think Patrick Mahomes, in any given year, can finish as a top 2-3 wide quarterback. Now, yes, the past 2 years has been down. The past 2 years hasn't been where we all have wanted Patrick Mahomes to be. But if you look at since when he started, QB1, QB6, QB2, QB5, QB2, the teams have changed. But I just think if a guy that has his average finish outside of these past 2 years has been a top 2 finish, I think the ceiling is still there. Now, he's an older player. Now, when you think of value, I think that's completely different. When I'm just looking at who is Patrick Mahomes and can he finish as a top 3 quarterback? 100%. Is he going to have a good bounce back year? Potentially. Was a big reason why he didn't have a good year was because Isaiah Pacheco went down, Rashid Rice tore his ACL, right? Hollywood Brown also got hurt in the preseason. He had nobody outside Xavier Worthy and an old Travis Kelce. So I personally think there's a world where he can finish. Look, he's probably not going to finish top 3, but I wouldn't be surprised this year he finishes as a top 5 quarterback and we're saying, oh shit, man, Patrick Mahomes back to Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, would I be shocked if Patrick Mahomes finishes a top 5 quarterback? And I'm saying this as a Chiefs fan. I would, maybe shocked is not the answer, but surprised. I would be surprised if he finishes top 5. Specifically if we're looking at a points per game basis. Yeah, all that is great, talking about what he used to be. It's all great and it's all relevant, but it doesn't account for the change in the Chiefs as an identity of their entirety of their team, right? When Patrick Mahomes came into the league, it was this high-flying offense. We're going to score more points than you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Well, they don't have Tyreek Hill anymore in his prime. He's not even on the team. Travis Kelce is not in his prime anymore. And now you have a team that has really been built around defense. The highlight, and I love Patrick Mahomes, but the highlight of this team is not really Patrick Mahomes for the past 2 years. It has been their defense. And they win games by rushing the ball effectively and by playing good defense. Now, obviously the rush game was in danger last year without Pacheco, and that was a big issue. But Xavier Worthy is not Tyreek Hill. I'm sorry, he's not. They're not close to the same body build. I don't think they have the same range of outcomes. And the other issue for Patrick Mahomes is you're going to have, to finish top 5, you have got to put up a 40 to 50 passing touchdown year. Otherwise, it's not possible for Mahomes anymore. Because you don't have that rushing floor. You don't have the rushing floor of a Jalen Hurts. You don't have the rushing floor of a Josh Allen, a Lamar Jackson, a Jaden Daniels. I mean, think about it. To finish top 5, you would have to outscore Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, you'd have to outscore one of these names and the outlier of whoever this next season would be to finish top 5. That to me seems like the least. It seems far more likely that he finishes outside of the top 5 than he finishes inside the top 5. That's my humble opinion. Doesn't mean it's going to be right. We all know what he's capable of, but I don't think the identity is the same. I don't think the identity is the same. I don't think the personnel is the same. Love Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice is not a guy. He's an underneath player. Yes, Worthy can stretch the field, but he's not Tyreek Hill. You don't give Worthy 5 screens a game and just let him dominate after the catch. He's not a great yak player because of the physicality of the NFL. So I think it's far more likely he finishes outside the top 5 than he finishes inside the top 5. And I still believe that he is more of a tear down than he is a buy low. And just purely from a dynasty value perspective, he'll be 30 this year. And that doesn't mean anything to me, but it does mean something to dynasty markets.
Sure.
That's the way people play dynasty. It's stupid, but they do that.
Let me just say this. Even if he finishes within the top 10, like you just said, and outside the top 5, that's still an improvement.
Not on a point per game basis. That's what he's done the past 2 years.
Sure,
Exactly
I guess it depends on the points per game basis. Like
I only look at points per game basis personally.
I'm saying, but he can finish as a top 6 quarterback and average 20 points per game. Pretty sure he's done that already.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, that would be a huge improvement and be outside of the top 5, and then the conversation then changes, because if we're saying Patrick Mahomes finished nearly as a top 5 quarterback, and with the weapons that he has around him, like you just mentioned, not Tyreek Hill, not prime Travis Kelce, then I think it brings a new light. I think that's why I'm just more optimistic when it comes down to Patrick Mahomes finishing, because I think we've seen it so many times that I wouldn't be surprised that it happens again with the new
I don't think
regime.
anybody would be surprised, but it's not close to the same reality that we're living in.
Oh, I agree. That we're living in now, but I'm at the same time, I'm not like taking him out of that conversation.
Yeah.
If you had to put all the quarterbacks and list them in there, Patrick Mahomes is on that list, not based on what he did in the past 2 years, but based on who he is and who's around him.
I would give him a 22% chance to finish top 5.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
He just has no rushing appeal. There's so many good rushing quarterbacks nowadays. To get into the top 5, he would have to throw 40 touchdowns.
But another thing is, like, he did that. I guess it wasn't in his prime. I mean, I guess it was quote unquote his prime when he was younger. But like, we were saying, like, he has to finish ahead of Lamar Jackson. He has to finish ahead of Daniels and
No, I'm saying if you want him to finish
Josh
top 5,
Allen.
one of those guys has to finish behind him.
Yeah, which has happened already technically. It's happened
Again, not since the identity of this entire team changed and the personnel changed.
Sure.
It has not happened in this era of
since
Chiefs football.
since that. Sure, that's fair. I just wanted to acknowledge that, like, it has happened already, but yes, I get it. Not with the same team.
It has happened already, but we didn't have the same rushing threats, I don't feel. That rushing floor is just so safe. I mean, yeah. But obviously, he's a safe name because of the name. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Like, I am a fan of the Chiefs, as everyone knows.
And like,
but I don't think... I don't know.
I think that's always been my argument. Like, the floor is safe for Patrick Mahomes. Like, if I'm telling you that Patrick Mahomes can get you, I think what's disappointing is that Patrick Mahomes, the name value is getting 18 points per game last year. But if you're telling me Baker Mayfield got me 18 fantasy points per game, if you're telling me Bryce Young got me 18 fantasy points per game, we're kind of cheering about that. So I think we need to take the name away from it and just say, like, this is actually still really good in what we're getting on a fantasy points per game basis outside of the name.
I would agree with you if everyone didn't keep pushing him up draft boards. Everyone keeps saying he's a consensus first round pick in Dynasty startups.
That I agree with you.
So the price doesn't align with that, in my opinion. But look,
yeah,
we all have
price is not the problem.
Well, I think the price is the problem.
Sorry, price is not like my argument in this conversation, but like I agree with you in the price.
Mike says, wasn't Burrow top 5 last year? He's no Vic. Yeah, but you're kind of are, Mike, would you not say that you're kind of making the point I just made though? Because Burrow is coming off a season where he threw 43 touchdowns, 5,000 passing yards. He had 44 total touchdowns, and 43 of them came through the air. I mentioned if Mahomes is going to finish top 5, he's going to have to throw 40 touchdowns. I feel like that kind of, don't you feel like that aligns with what the case I was making for if he, I feel like I made that case. I don't know. I could be wrong. But again, going back to team identity, I feel like the identity of the Bengals and the Chiefs are completely opposite. You know what I mean? You have a terrible defense in Cincinnati and a team that's built around passing the ball. They've already signed 3 guys long-term to be dedicated to the air attack. Higgins, Chase, Burrow. So I feel like I have no problem with Joe because their entire identity, I feel like, is built around the passing game. So, yeah. What's the last couple picks that we've had off the board here, Badaki?
Yeah, so we saw, since my last pick, Cam Scatterbull, Trey Harris, Tyler Shook, who I think is really good value there. Jalen Milroe, Kyle Williams, and Bashul Tootin is off the board at the 211. Now, Chasing Breakers is off on the clock here, Colston Loveland at the 112, Luther Burden, and then let's see who he's going to take. And keep in mind, ATJ is the winner of the Toilet Bowl. And if you guys are new here, the Toilet Bowl is just an incentive for our league not to tank. If you win that Toilet Bowl, you get an extra pick in between the second and third round that we're going to automatically put onto your team. And let me just message ATJ here and let him know that his pick is on its way. You are the winner of the Toilet Bowl. And if they don't respond, then we normally just give him the best of the player at the top of the ADP.
Yep. All right. We did just finish our FastDraft tourney, by the way, over here. Ended up with a team that you're seeing here on your screen there. That last pick, I feel like, is always the pick that I'm making. I would love to jump into a Flex 4 tourney here with you guys, which is more focused towards like the redraft season. It's actually double the prize pot, 50K. And the same idea, though. You draft 6 players. There's no positional limitations. Top 4 get entered into your lineup, but we're looking at the entirety of the NFL pool with a contest like this. So we'd love for you guys to come join us. Again, if you haven't downloaded the FastDraft app, you can do so. Use the promo code LAND when you sign up, and we'll match your deposit up to $50. That is 10 free drafts on us. So we would love to hear from you here on the FastDraft app. We'd love to play with you, rather, is what I meant to say. As Chasing Breakers still has about 2 to 3 minutes left on his pick, we will go to the comp pick here in a second. But I figured maybe we can take a second to answer some of these trade questions. We've got one from P. Pav.
Yeah, let's do it.
He says, worried I'd be losing too much depth. Is it worth trading all of this for Bijan and Wilson? So they'd be sending away a first next year, RJ Harvey, Breece Hall, and Jordan Addison for Bijan and Garrett Wilson. It's a start 9-1 quarterback, so I think that is still 3 flex spots in a start 9-1 quarterback. But you're sending away Harvey, a first, Breece, Addison. Let's have a look at what your team would look like in this start 9 if you were to make a move like this. Yeah, so you would be starting Daniels, then Bijan, Chase Brown, Puka, London, Laporta. Then you would start Garrett, Marvin,
Wilson. Yeah.
And that would be 5, 6. That'd be 8. And then you could start your last flex between Kamara, Connor, Downs.
Look,
I don't think it's an overpay.
I don't think it's overpay. I'm okay with that trade, and the reason why I'm okay with that is because you have James Conner and Trey Benson. I was literally about to say, you know what? Can you give away James Conner instead of Alvin Kamara? Or well, you're giving RJ Harvey. So actually, you're keeping both of those guys. So actually, that's even better.
Yeah.
So never mind. Say less.
Yeah. I think that's pretty affordable. I mean, Bijan is worth about 3 firsts on his own. So even if you make that, let's say like the first, Brees and Addison, and then between Garrett and RJ, I think you have the depth for it. So overall, I'm fine with that type of trade. 1 minute left on the clock here for Chase and Breakers. Next trade questions from M. Wade. It looks like they are sending away James Cook and T. Higgins for Puka Nacua. It's a 10-team start 10 league. I don't have any problem with this personally. I guess we can look at your depth chart real fast.
All right.
Yeah.
I want to pause that draft, by the way.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and pause this. But just overall, I think that's pretty affordable for a Puka Nacua. So I would say I'm happy to take the Puka side of that deal. Yes. So who is the comp winner again?
ATJ, you are the comp winner. I sent him a message. ATJ was here on the chat with us. I'm pretty sure that's the same one. ATJ93 and then ATJ0812 on Sleeper. So I sent him a message personally. But I can also put it in the Sleeper chat.
Yep.
You do have the comp pick here, so let us know who you would like for the comp pick. And then I can make sure I put a graphic up for you there.
And obviously that will allow me to add the player for you.
Put it in the chat, and then we can get that for you.
Yeah, if we don't get any reply, he might be busy. He might have a queue set up. We'll have to give him whoever's at the top of the ADP. So let's just see.
He said, "Oh, for real." Hold on. He just messaged me.
Okay.
Let me just double check that is ATJ again. I'm pretty sure it's him, but let me just.
What, on Sleeper?
Yeah.
It's ATJ0812.
No, I'm just saying. Let me just triple check that he was the comp pick. Yeah, he was. Constellation. It was between him and True Reels. Okay.
Okay.
So it is ATJ. Awesome. So yeah, let us. He said, "Let me message him and say, let me know." So, let me know now. He says, "Give me Shador."
Okay.
So he wants Shador Sanders. So I have to make a graphic for Shador because I don't think I have a Shador Sanders comp pick. So Shador Sanders is off the board.
Yep. Shador Sanders goes there at the 213 technically. And now we can go ahead and jump back into the draft. But remember, this will be a 3-minute clock from here on out.
All right, let me make this graphic really quick then. Shador Sanders. Can't believe, man. He's just 100% completion rate in camp. I mean, the guy is on fire.
Oh my gosh. I know.
That's just.
It's not happened since Tom Brady. I don't know if you knew that. The first time since Tom Brady.
The first time. As if a beat writer has the stats of every practice.
I know,
Tom
right?
Brady.
So
every
every
rookie.
OTA of all time. It's just ridiculous. By the way, we did end up getting into this Origins tourney here. Awesome. Flex 4 tourney. But Aki's at the 2 spot.
Ooh, at the 2 spot.
It looks like I'm at the 10, so I'll have the turn in the 3rd round reversal, which is nice. But yeah, I actually really have been enjoying, like, full transparency. I've been enjoying the Flex 4 a little bit more right now at this point in the season because we are kind of starting to transition towards the redraft side of things. But would really love for you guys to come draft with us. You can download FastDraft on any platform. Use our promo code LAND. You'll get your deposit matched up to $50, and then we can draft together on stream. But what are you thinking there at the 102?
I'll take Saquon.
Saquon Barkley.
I don't have too much of say, so let's go there.
So Jamar Chase goes and Saquon, Jefferson, Bijan. it always takes like a month to really feel out how drafts are going to go in redraft. And then after about a month, you kind of start to kind of know where everyone stands on these players.
Yeah.
And then obviously we can find like where are the gaps right now in values and what players are not being valued properly and what positions maybe from like the perspective of building a fantasy team, what positions are undervalued. As Riptide is still on the clock here, just so you guys know, over on our Kilo draft, we're just waiting on him. They're at the 303 or 302 rather. As CeeDee Lamb comes off the board, Amon-Ra St. Brown comes off the board, Puka Nacua, and I want to be somewhat unique on the edge here as Neighbors goes. I don't want to go too crazy, but I think the idea of like a Nico and Henry, I don't feel like I've ever done that before. So that's how we'll start our draft there. And then we get the third round reversal, which is, you know, the benefit of being at the back end of the board there. As Jalen Knoll comes off the board, I thought maybe he would sneak his way to me with my next pick. But obviously that wasn't the case.
That was not the case. All right, let's make this graphic Browns logo we need.
Yes, there is a giveaway today. We'll do it at the end of this rookie draft. We're giving away a trade question voucher. Obviously, we need you guys to hang around, right? We're not going to try and chase you up to give you your giveaway. But as long as you hang around, and all you got to do is type a land into the YouTube chat and like the stream, you'll be officially entered. So, yeah. Bear says, is it just me, but isn't it crazy that Saquon is 2.5 ADP when Bijan and Jameer finish similarly and don't have injury history? Right. You mean like at the 205 or 102?
I definitely get it because I was on the mindset of getting Bijan there as well. So I understand where you're coming from. Let's go lad then. Because that's kind of what I've been thinking. Like, I don't have too much Saquon or Bijan, so I was thinking, oh, let's get Bijan. I think there's going to be a little bit of regression for Saquon, but at the same time...
Sorry, you started Saquon Lad. Go ahead. I just want to let people know because I got 10 seconds to make my pick.
Oh, you're at the 112. Okay, you make your pick then, and then...
I'm just going to grab Kyron. I don't have much exposure of him, and I feel like when I'm on the edges, I draft a lot of similar teams, so I want to kind of switch it up a little bit there.
Switch it up.
I'm also on the clock here in our Kilo League. Shador Sanders has already been drafted, so I'll refresh so it won't show him.
That comp pick is coming up here as well.
Okay, I was going to say, is Jaden Blue off the board? He is off the board. He went at the 212. Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, he did.
So Jaden Blue is gone, and I'm pretty open. Does anyone want to trade up here? Just want to see if I have any offers. And I know who I'll pick if I don't get any offers, but just kind of want to leave some space to see what's possible.
And yeah, I'll just finish my point here. Like, I definitely understand, but I think when I look at it, I'm on the clock here already, and this is exactly what I wanted to do. I want to chase Brown downtown. Here, I was contemplating Josh Jacobs at the 202 or at the 209 to be completely honest, but I wanted to switch it up because I don't have too much of this sort of lineup here.
I'm gonna go ahead and take Elijah Arroyo at the 304.
Take Devontae Adams.
I think Likely as my other tight end, but Arroyo was just the best player available on my board. So Laporta, Arroyo, Likely. I like that tight end room. And we've heard reports, which I think makes a lot of sense, that we could see Arroyo play more of like a outside receiver role for this team. I think that makes sense
Cooper
given
Kupp.
the personnel that they currently have. So, but yes. So you started off Saquon, Ladd, Chase, and Adams, which when I was drafting on Flex 4 like a month ago, I could get Adams in the 5th round pretty consistently.
fifth,
Now,
100%.
now it seems impossible. But that's just the reality of exploiting these type of tournaments in the ADP. The earlier you get in to these tournaments, the easier it is to actually exploit the ADP that currently sits there.
That's correct.
Kamara's a great pick there in the 4th. I get back-to-back picks here in a second. What's Klein going to do? So Klein looks like they get Marvin. I actually like that a lot. Ooh, Mr. Wishy. So we're going to go Rashee Rice.
4 seconds.
And then we're going to get
Rich.
George Pickens as well. I know we aren't on the same page with George Pickens, but I love him in a best ball tourney. I love him in that specific format.
Yep, that's fair.
By the way, we did see Jalen Royals come off the board.
Yeah,
I love my boy Jalen.
305. That is not me. I traded out of the way. I don't know what for. I don't remember.
I have one pick left. It's all the way down at the 411, but still one pick remaining.
George Kittle, which I definitely was thinking about. I'm gonna switch it up here. Take a little bit of Jameson Williams. And it's just so hard not to take.
I didn't write it down, Joshua. Sorry, go ahead.
It's so hard not to take DK in the 6th every time. Like,
Yeah, he's a pretty good best ball pick.
I just don't understand. Like, if we're projecting Aaron Rodgers to go there, and even if he doesn't,
It's just
he's
more
still wide
like
receiver 1.
he should have like 4 20+ games. Just don't know when those will come, but they should come. Don't come. I'm gonna come.
All right, Alec Ale Manor off the board there. DJ Giddens with Hand the Man. That was quick. Now Mess is on the clock again. I'll send you a trade, Mess, if you like. I don't really... let me see. There's somebody available that I still like. I want to get a little bit more of him. Actually, I already have 1 share of him. Maybe 2. Because I got him in the 4th once.
So I'm about to make my last pick here in this Origins tourney. And, you know, I keep saying, like, with your last pick in the 6th round, because of the nature of this best ball style tourney, I feel like the 6th round is like the one time to just take a shot, get super different, super unique, try and find a player that's probably not going to be drafted via ADP. And for me, it's either Jordan Mason, Ayuk, or Benson. I am going to draft Jordan Mason there to finish off. I think I might be the first person that has drafted Jordan Mason in the Flex 4 tournament. So trying to find these guys that I really love as like these late round darts in my redraft leagues and take a shot on them, because sure, I could draft, like, I think Olave was there, like these different names, but I'm probably building a team that's quite similar to maybe what someone else has already built. So like to take a shot. Like window. I got a, okay, trade window's been called here. But I got for example, like I took Travis Kelce in a draft not too long ago, and he's not been really drafted anywhere. I've done it before with like Cortland Sutton. So yeah, I like to get a little bit more unique if I can. I'll jump into another Flex 4 if you guys want to join us. Would love to have you. Obviously,
okay, I'm on the clock.
We're having a lot of fun here, and we would love for you guys to join in the fun. And if you haven't downloaded the FastDraft app yet, you can download it. Like we said, I know it sounds like a broken record, but use the promo code LAND. You'll get into 10 free drafts when you do so if you get your deposit matched up to $50. But you are on the clock here as we'll wait for this tourney to fill.
Yeah, I don't mind.
So did you make a trade then with Mesalex?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
gonna say
went
because
through.
that was the shortest trade window maybe of all time.
Let me just double check on who I. The two people I want here. I already have some exposure of another guy. Got plenty of time here. Let's see. Between a wide receiver or running back. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the wide receiver. Just feel better about it. I'm gonna go Pat Bryant.
Okay, yeah. I like
Pat Bryant a lot. I only have two other shares of Pat Bryant. Was between that or another running back there, and I'm pretty sure that running back is most likely going to get taken here.
What's up, Connor? You had a question. Do I prefer Arroyo, Ferguson? I think like between Arroyo, Ferguson, Taylor, I think Taylor has a clearest path to production straight away. As a prospect, I prefer Arroyo, but I'll say this: like I think these round 2 tight ends are some of the best values on the board, point blank period, in your drafts. And it kind of reminds me of like how Sam Laporta felt, you know? I don't think many people expected Sam Laporta to really be the type of productive asset that he was. Obviously, he landed in just a great situation, but I think they are like the non-flashy tight ends that could be serious contributors, and we're undervaluing them because they're tight ends, you know? Second round tight ends, pretty decent hit rate. Obviously, Trey McBride is the highest paid tight end in the league. He was a second round pick. He had ridiculous production coming out of Colorado State, but yeah, I really am a big fan of all 3 of those guys if you can get them in the 3rd round. Ferguson, fun to be in that offense with McVay. Taylor, probably the clearest pathway to production, and Arroyo's maybe the one I prefer a little bit more as a prospect, but they're all great picks.
Yeah, all right.
So what was the trade that you guys made?
I just sent 2 fourths. I had the 405 and then a fourth and 26.
Right.
Nothing too crazy. So I'm done for the day.
Dylan Sampson comes off the board there.
Do you have another pick here? Yeah, you do. I haven't got into this new Flex 4. Let me get in.
It's all right. Yeah, I think we have like 3 spots remaining.
All right. Should be able to fill that up here soon. And fast.
Riptide's on the clock here, by the way. Riptide has selected Judkins, Shuck, Knoll. Love that Jalen Knoll pick. And then Will Howard ends up being the pick here.
I'm about to send you another trade.
Which, the further we get into the season with no Aaron Rodgers, the more Will Howard looks like a great pick.
It does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about.
What's up, Jonathan? I think that I would need to ask what sort of format you're in, honestly, if you're taking Judkins at the 107, because I think there is a tier break for me with him. So if it's super flex, I would probably say probably not the best player available there. But let's answer some questions here through the Flock site. I just realized that it did not submit our reply. It didn't submit any of these replies. Okay, so PPAV, earlier in the stream, we said we think you have more than enough depth to take on this trade to get a Bijan and a Garrett Wilson. We're very happy with this deal for you. Still having Kamara and Connor on your bench. It's only, it's a start night. It's a 1-quarterback league. Bijan's worth 3 first-round picks on his own. We were very, very happy with this deal to go out and cash in. For M. Wade, we were very happy with the Puka Nacua side of this deal. Again, same thing. We think you have enough depth. It's only a 10-team league anyway, so we want to kind of prefer those premier players. Sean had a trade question. I don't know if we didn't get to Sean's yet anyway.
No, we didn't get to Sean's yet.
As Woody Marks comes off the board there. So did you just trade up again?
I did. I just sent a random third. I sent 2 forwards for 308, and I sent a random third for now for the 311, technically. But those are the 2 guys I was contemplating. Pat Bryant, Woody Marks. Wanted to get a little bit more exposure there with Woody.
Yeah.
Kind of continues to build out my running back room just a little bit, because if Joe Mixon goes down, Woody is there. And no one else behind him, so.
No, I love Woody. Y'all know that. Makes a lot of sense. All right, let's answer this question from Sean here. I think Sean is still in the chat with us. Either way, he'll get a time code, even if he isn't. But it looks like it's a Superflex start 10. They're sitting a first, Charbonnet, and Jacoby Myers, buy low of the year. Don't forget. And they're getting an early second, Rachaad White and Devonta Smith. Look, I think this is, and I don't mean this in a rude way, one of the most boring trades I've ever seen. Because that is so rude to say, isn't it? Okay, so I think the first and like Devonta kind of cancel out. If that's an early first, I definitely prefer the 2026 pick. And then the rest of this just cancels each other out. Like, I just don't think it really matters. Like, to me, Jacoby Myers and Rachaad White, similar in value. A second in Charbonnet, similar in value. I think pretty much across the board, this cancels out. I really don't have a strong opinion on it, truthfully. I don't mind Devonta Smith, but I don't think he has league-winning upside. He's more of like a safe play, a safe floor. So overall, I think this is an even trade, but yeah, there's just not really a guy in this trade that I'm obsessed with, or a pick in this trade I'm obsessed with. I think it all pretty much evens out pretty well. But again, if this is an early 26 first, I would prefer that over Devonta pretty comfortably. If it's a late first, then I'll take Devonta, but early first, I'll take the pick. So that's how I would look at that one there. We've got another trade question here from PR_fit. It looks like they're sending away a first and Brian Robinson for Ray Davis and McCaffrey. I love McCaffrey, but this seems like the most you should pay is just the first at this point. Like, I don't see anyone paying a first and a startable running back for McCaffrey right now in my leagues. So, and again, I know sometimes the firsts are entered incorrectly. So if that's an early first, absolutely no. But if it's a first from a contender and you think it's going to be late, then I'd be fine to do that if he's your missing piece in this start 11 league. But overall, I mean, you've got a lineup of Dart, Nix, Penix. Your running backs right now, I see why you need McCaffrey. But yeah, my counter would be simply keeping B-Rob if you're going to do a deal like this. I already have worries that you might be overpaying by sending a first for McCaffrey. But I think he's going to be a great producer this year. So I think fine if you want to pay up, but not more than just a first.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I'm not in love with the trade because not that I guess I am not a believer of Chris McCaffrey.
He says it's 27 first, by the way. Sorry to interrupt you, but I just thought that was important to say, which makes me say no. I'll keep my pick. But sorry.
Yeah, I personally would rather, if you can get Christian McCaffrey, then can you get Chase Brown? Can you get James Cook? Can you get Josh Jacobs? Can you throw a first for RJ Harvey? I would rather go there. I'm just a little bit more concerned about the injury, and I know like we've seen a couple. You can
definitely question the longevity of CMC.
Yeah, so I think that's where I would rather go. Like, and that makes me say, you know what, sitting the first and Brian Robinson for Chase Brown, and then you getting a kickback, I'm okay with that. Sending the first for RJ, getting a kickback, sure. Josh Jacobs getting a kickback, and you having to send Brian Robinson once again. Like, I'd rather do those players personally. But appreciate you, Fit.
Yeah. I thought Jarquez Hunter at the 312 might have been the steal of the draft, my 25th ranked player. Now, to be fair, right before that, you took Woody Marks, my 26th ranked player. So, big fan of those two picks there. But yeah, overall, with us now knowing that it's a 27 first-round pick, I would say hard pass. Let's keep that pick. And like Badaki said, if you're going to send it for a running back, fair enough. But make it a running back that you know you can trust for a couple of years, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully that makes sense.
I'm there with you. I am right there with you, sir.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way, Jacob. You can't get a first for CMC in any of our leagues that we're in right now. So,
No way.
but I don't think, like, to be fair, I don't think people are selling CMC for less than a first either. So it's kind of like you're at this crossroads where if you have CMC, you're not going to sell him for a second.
Yeah.
But you're probably not going to buy him for a first either. So, yeah, makes sense for sure. As this is the pick that you traded to move up, is that right?
Yes, I did. Which I was happy that I did because I don't think I was going to be able to get either of those guys. Potentially, could be wrong. Maybe one of those guys would have fell to me, but what's 2 fourth and a third? I got to see who I got to drop. That's the real question.
That is always difficult.
I can drop plenty of people. Oh, I got taxis for days too.
I gotta fix your mic, so 1 second. Okay, Badaki's mic should be better now. Let me know, guys.
I wonder why that happens.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a bit strange.
It's always and like it doesn't happen like it's not something that my mic does. I feel like it's my sound transmitting through to you that you just have to reset it. It's weird.
Yeah. I think Josh is on point here. Mike's racist.
Racist Mike.
Yeah,
right.
We are jumping into a flex 4 tourney here, by the way.
Oh yeah.
So it looks like I've got the 103 here. Where are you at? You're at the 106.
Okay, don't mind that.
So
I'm never in the middle. I'm always at the
103.
edges, which is frustrating. So switching it up at the 106 is going to be really helpful for me.
All right, so Chase goes 101. I'm assuming Saquon's going to go next.
Now I might get a little bit surprised.
Okay. Well, now I'm in a peculiar position, aren't I? Yeah, I'll go Say. I have the same exposure of him. I have way too much Gibbs to take Gibbs there. As we just had a pick made here in...
Kyle Manangai.
It is Kyle Manangai. Love me some Kyle Manangai.
By the way, I don't think it really matters, but comp pick, I put that up, but it's all good.
Oh, shoot. Okay, yeah. Let's see.
All right, I am on the clock here. All right, this is good. I don't have too much of... a Monra. Just get a Monra there.
So Badaki goes Monra at the 106 in this fast draft tourney.
There's life on the edge. Do I? Probably because I'm on the edge of the screen. There.
Yes, there is a third round reversal in this Joshua, which is great. I think it makes a lot of sense for the style of tournament that this is, the Flex 4. But a lot of receivers in round 1. Damn.
It's all happening.
Straight receiver after receiver after receiver after receiver.
Let the running backs fall to me. Surely someone's going to take Ashton there. Oh, okay.
There goes CMC.
Let Ashton fall to me.
I know some of them words.
I know some of them words.
Derek.
Okay, let Ashton fall to me. Fuck.
Oh my gosh.
All right, well, let's switch it up then. Right. I mean, it's gonna have to be Bucky. I have none of that. Go Bucky.
Ooh. I mean, I love it, but that's the earliest I've seen him go. I like getting unique
Yeah,
though.
I don't have any exposure with Bucky, so I
Oh,
wanted to
really?
get a little bit.
I
Yeah.
think I need to stop drafting Bucky because I think I'm at like 38% or something.
Oh right, yeah. Nah, for me, it's always
Oh my god!
it's Devon.
Imagine an
is always
Achan
there for me,
Saquon
dude.
start if they let me do this.
I
Chaos Carver.
have 30.
Oh my god!
30% of Achan.
Holy shit! Saquon and Achan on the same team. Oh no!
No. It's Amon-Ra and Bucky on the
Oh
same
no!
team.
Y'all done messed up. As Han the Man has a queue here, he's about to get picked at the 407, and his queue does kind of jump in there as Quinn Ewers is the selection that was made. Messalex is up next.
See.
As we wait for Messalex here, we'll just kind of keep you guys updated on what's happening over here in the Flex 4. After HN, we saw Taylor go and Josh Jacobs. The 12 spot, or the 10 spot, is starting all wide receivers with Puka, Collins, AJ. London's at the 302, McConkey at the 303. And now it looks like you're about to be on the clock here. Obviously started Amon-Ra. You got the GOAT, Bucky Irving. And you're about to make another pick. Who do you have in mind here?
Most likely going to be Kyron here. For me, once again, I have so much T. Oh, you're kidding me, dude. I have so much T. I have so much Chase Brown. I mean, I'm just going based off my lowest exposure right now, to be completely honest with you.
Right.
Which sometimes is not the best, but also, like you said, getting unique. So my next, which I want, is running back. Let me just put Brees on my queue because I most likely go there. Yeah, let's go Brees.
Yeah, like if Brees Hall becomes, if he refines his form, Brees in the third is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I'll talk about the rookie draft real fast because someone just broke my heart, but I know I'm about to be on the clock in this one, so I'll make my pick and then I'll tell you guys who broke my heart over there as T. Higgins comes off the board. This is perfect because I was kind of hoping to go Chase Brown here. I just think that's a ridiculous start. Oh my gosh. We might draft 6 straight running backs if you guys let me. We might go 6 straight. Back over here in the rookie draft for Kilo, Messalex, shout out to him. He's had a great draft, so much movement, but he broke my heart taking my beloved Brashard Smith there at the 408. Just an absolute dagger to the chest. And I say that because I'm at the 411. That was definitely my target. Brashard Smith was definitely in my crosshairs. But let's see what John Perry is up to. I'm back on the clock over here. And, man, Garrett Wilson looks really, really hot right there. I am going to grab Garrett Wilson there. So a start of Saquon, Achan, Chase Brown, and Garrett Wilson. My goodness. And I am on the clock here. And in the Kilo League, it went Brashard, Taj, and Arden Gazden, which is kind of perfect, to be honest with you, because I just traded for CMC in this league before the draft, and I would love to have his backup in Jordan James, who I think it definitely should be drafted. He's my 34th ranked player, and I got him here at 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. Got my 34th ranked player at 47, if I'm doing the math right there. Reb says he's going to call his trade window at the 412. Is that real? Do you want to call your trade window? Let me know, Reb.
I don't know.
I'll pop it on for you if you want. By the way, this is Reb's first pick. He is our champion, so shout out to Reb for obviously making the championship. And he has a monster squad himself. But let's have a look at the squad. I don't think I'll need to drop someone. Maybe I will have to drop one, but we will have to figure that out. I'll probably be Sean Tucker. So adios, Mr. Sean. You are gone. And now we're going to set the lineup here. Obviously, we can change it, but I think that's actually what the lineup is going to look like there. Daniels, Achan, McCaffrey, Thomas, AJ, Laporta, JSN, Rice, and Mayfield.
Sam Laporta.
Feel pretty good about that lineup. Do you want to walk us through what yours looks like post draft?
Yeah, I'm just on the clock here.
Yep.
Oh, let's take George. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Jacobs, Travion Henderson, T. Higgins, Tyreek Hill. I have Mark Andrews and Dalton Kincaid there. Jerry Judy. I'm probably going to be putting. Jerry Judy there. I have Jaden Reed. Tyrone Tracy, Bo Nix, Dalton Kincaid, Jack Besh there. So liking this team for sure. Which is nice. And then we have one last one.
One last round in this Flex 4 tourney and one last draft to do. IRL. Man, if Pickens is there, I'm gonna have a hard time not drafting him in this round.
And then
I'm gonna have a hard time not drafting Pickens in the 6th, but I already have a lot of exposure there. I want to get a little unique. Calvin Ridley would definitely be unique. I've already got Debo and a couple. Ooh, yeah, we'll draft Calvin there. I feel like that's quite unique. So we started our draft with 3 running backs. We finished it with 3 wide receivers. Hate Zay Flowers, but I had no exposure. And Badaki, you are making your last pick here. What are you thinking?
Yeah, this one's going to be easy. I'm going to get Devonta Smith here. Don't have too much of him.
Nice pick. But, appreciate y'all for being here with us. And obviously, if you want to join our group chat for FastDraft, where we're drafting together, DM me on Discord. You can also join the FastDraft Discord itself. You can look up FastDraft on Discord to find it, where people are drafting together all the time. But we are going to go ahead and transition to first off doing the giveaway for today. So we were giving away a trade question voucher through the Flock site. And all you had to do was type a land into the YouTube chat and like the stream to be entered. Currently have 40 entries. I'll give you guys a couple seconds in case there's any last minute people who want to get involved. And you're right, Badaki, there is only one more real rookie draft left, and that is Lima. Next week.
Lima League.
Do I have much capital? I don't remember. Oh, your boy's at the 112. I genuinely didn't remember that. That was not a purposeful flex, but we will be in that league next week. Okay, how many entries do we have? We have 44 entries. So we'll go ahead and bring the wheel over here, and we will copy your entries. And we will go ahead and paste your names. And best of luck to everybody. I know a lot of people are longtime, viewers, and they're always here, and they don't win. But one day, maybe it could be you. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel here. And the winner of today's giveaway is, oh my gosh, is it the guy from Ireland? It is the guy from Ireland, Commander Burger. There's no way he's still awake, by the way. There's absolutely no way he's still awake in Ireland. What time is it in Ireland?
Belfast.
It's 3:10 a.m. I would be absolutely shocked if he is not awake, but we're gonna have to find him and give him this giveaway. We're gonna have to make sure he gets this. So I don't care. The next time we see him on stream, we're going to ask him for his Discord. You and I both have to take a mental note because he has to be the winner. That's just incredibly awesome that it worked out that way.
He's working night shift. Oh, dude, that's crazy. Hey, appreciate you. If you're watching this later,
DM us on Discord.
Man, appreciate this.
Give him your username
DM us
to
on
DM.
Discord. Yeah, so DM him on Discord. My DM or my username is just Badake, Badake. But appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the support. Because most likely, when we see you, Zach might be away. But love.
Yeah.
He's still here. Maybe he's in the background. Hopefully.
Okay, so we appreciate you big time. We are going to get to some team playbooks here. Let me double check which ones we're doing today.
I think it was from Boots down because everyone is offline.
I think we have time for maybe one, because tomorrow's stream will dedicate entirely to it.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
But when I'm looking
do-
on the back end, it looks like we will do, boot maybe.
Yeah, Boots, because that's who was here yesterday, which was Brandon, if I'm not mistaken, in the chat earlier.
Which means that, is Brandon with us? Just gonna give you guys a heads up.
Yes, I think he is. Yeah, he says, "What's up, fellas?" I think that
Awesome.
might be you, right,
So
Brandon?
Boot, we
Brandon
promised
Boots?
that we would do his today, but then for Crush and for Sunny, if you guys are with us, we're gonna have a stream tomorrow that will be completely dedicated towards team playbooks, towards these reviews. So you guys will be like, there's nothing else for tomorrow's stream. Like when we start at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the first thing we'll do is look at your teams. Let us know if you're in the chat and you hear us there. But we will get to Boots here to end the stream. But if you guys want your team playbook, we're about to review a Dynasty team here, and then they'll get their team playbook after we customize their team. You can get that by becoming a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member. That will give you a voucher that you use through the Flock store. Just choose Zach and Badaki. And then just make sure you slide it up to the live tier if you want it done live. No pressure, of course, if you're fine with the offline version. A lot of people prefer the offline version. Which is where I basically write an article for your team for you, and I review it personally myself. But let's go to Boot 4186.
Yeah, Boot. Hey man, we appreciate you. Thank you so much, Brandon. I'm pretty sure that is you. Thank you so much that you are here supporting us, man. I'm just getting some stuff written down here. This is a 2 quarterback, 12 team start 9.5 PPR, which is meat and potatoes here. Which I'll send that in the chat there. All right. Once again, this will be the one that we'll do today, and then tomorrow will be dedicated for you guys.
Tomorrow's
for
stream will be completely dedicated, and Crush and Sunny, you'll have your time in the shine tomorrow. Let us know if you're here and if that's all okay.
Since still got some stuff that we have to.
I'm gonna be
out.
right back, but I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. All right, he says, this is my second review from you guys. Did a startup 2 months ago. Made some moves since last review. Traded for Chase. I think I'm in a good position to compete. I need to upgrade running back. My league overvalues their players. Do I wait until the season? Let me know what you guys, what would you guys do? Okay, well, let's have a look and go straight into it. And if you are in the chat here, if you are in the chat, Boots, yes, you are, Brandon. Can you send me, look at your old name, or your old playbook on the top right left-hand, or top right corner, top right-hand left-hand corner. On the top right-hand corner, there's a number there. Tell me that number so I can go and pull back your old playbook. If not, I'll have a little look in our database, but that would be helpful. But having a look at your team, which I know you probably can't see right now, because Zach is controlling it. Drake May, JJ McCarthy, Dak Prescott, and Tyler Shook. Looks like you already did your rookie draft as well. I think that's a good quarterback room with Drake May, JJ, and Dak Prescott. At the running back position, RJ Harvey, Chuba Hubbard, James Conner are your starting running backs with Rashul Tootin and Aaron Jones there. So I like this running back room. Getting another running back with RJ Harvey is going to be really helpful there with Chuba Hubbard. You can start up to 4 wide receivers. We like to prioritize wide receivers here in Fantasyland at the...
I'm back, sorry.
No worries. At the flex position. And that is Jamar Chase, Puka Nacua, Rasheed Rice. Gosh, English is hard now. Roma Dunze, Chris Olave, and the list goes on there with Jaden Higgins, Jack Bech, with George Kittle there. I think this is so far a really good team. And I know you said you made a couple moves there for your old one. And let's get straight into some admin stuff. Untouchables. Obviously, Jamar Chase, like you said. And you also have Puka Nacua, who we are going to hold, or not really move at all for your team. Hold. Roma Dunze is a big hold for us. So is Rasheed Rice is a big hold for us. And let's see. I would also say JJ McCarthy is a hold for us.
Yeah.
With that potentially
Definitely JJ.
going crazy. And then I would also say
Arroyo? Did you put Arroyo?
I have not put Elijah Arroyo. So we can put Elijah Arroyo to wrap that whole section up. Drops or potentially waiver wire picks. Let's look at the waiver wires really quick. Don't really see too much there. Probably looking at some drops here. Dontavion Wicks, somebody you can drop
if you want.
There, I would say.
Post draft, you don't have to drop anyone, by the way. But
yeah, you really don't have to drop anyone. But if you really wanted to, you can get rid of Dontavion Wicks and probably just Dontavion Wicks. I don't want to drop anyone else. I would like to wait and see in season. I'm not a big believer of the names of like Kendre Miller. That would be the next name I would drop, but there's no point of dropping him if you can just hold on to him.
Yeah, looking at your draft, I think you did pretty well. Tyler Shuck might have been a value pick. He certainly wasn't a need. In a 12-team start 9, he becomes your quarterback 4, but maybe if he becomes a decent starter, you can look at moving a quarterback to a different team. But I love the addition of Harvey. Jaden Higgins, Jack Besh, Kyle Williams. Big fan of this draft. Love the tight ends you got. I gave you a B+ overall. You don't have anyone, let's say, inside like that top 6 or 7 of our tiers, but you have a bunch of really quality players that I think can contribute to winning your league. When I think about a team like this, your starting lineup is probably going to be a combination of Dak and May, for example, then RJ and Chuba, Chase, Puka, Kittle. Then you only need to start 2 more names between Rice, Olave, Odunze, Connor, Jones, Higgins, Besh. I mean, you have plenty of depth on a team like this, and you've got excess at quarterback, you've got excess at tight end. I would probably put this at like a really strong A-, I'd say.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
Running back room at the top might use an upgrade. That's why it may not be more than A-, but it's a pretty good team overall. And I definitely think this is a strong contender. We're not a Thanos, that's for sure, but we're a very, very strong contender. I just realized you don't have your first and 26, so let's switch that to Windows Open. Every action that we take should be built around being the best contending team this year with no picks really in 2026 outside of your own 4th. So yeah, I love this roster, and you've put together one hell of a team. Just thinking about it, draft capital grade, we should maybe say a C flat without his first.
Yep.
But thinking about the starting lineup again, like Dak and one of Mayer McCarthy, then Harvey, Hubbard, Chase, Puka, Kittle. Then let's say we went Rice and Connor. That is 9. So right now we have an excess of a Jones, Tootin, Odunze, Lave, Higgins, Besh, Kyle, and Njoku. That's at least 8 names that would be excess, quote unquote. I think we could definitely view this as a squad that could afford to tier up in a big way. We love all these rookies that you have, the Jack Beshes, we love the Kyle Williams, we love the Tootins. But if there's a team that is a tight end needy team or a quarterback needy team, I think you can package some of these names to do a 2-for-1 or a 3-for-1 to really improve the roster as a whole. So why don't we start, unless there's any admin that I'm missing?
No, that's everything.
Why don't we start by looking at some quarterback needy teams? Because I think we could move on from Dak. And I'm going to sort by quarterback. The team at the bottom here is the team that has Ward, Richardson, Howell. I wonder if we sent them Dak, if we could find our way into a JSN. So, for example, like we send Dak Prescott. They also need a tight end. What if we could send Dak Prescott? This might work out perfectly, actually. We'll give them Dak Prescott. We will give them David Njoku and Jack Besh for a JSN level player. I think you can afford to do that, honestly. What's our team name again? Let's go. So if you did this, you would lose Dak, but you would still have May, McCarthy, Shuck, and your flex becomes better. Your starting lineup becomes better. Maybe in an ideal world, we make a move like this to upgrade running back.
That he tried, he's obsessed with JSN.
Okay, so if that's not possible, it's not possible, and I assume he's obsessed. He sounds like maybe he's obsessed with every player on his team. But Concrete could work because they have Milroe and Love. That's it. And they have a Saquon and a Gibbs. They might be just right outside the range because Saquon and Gibbs are unrealistic. But
yeah,
maybe Saquon, honestly. Like, maybe you could offer a similar package, but instead of Njoku, because they don't really need a tight end, we can figure out what that looks like to get Saquon.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
Dak,
we can do that.
what if you did like a Dak Olave? Maybe that alone could get you into a Saquon. If that's not enough, I just realized I got rid of that other offer. Let's leave that there. If that's not enough, I wonder if we can do something like add a Kyle Williams, add a DJ Giddens, you know, just some way to kind of get that over the board as a contender.
Yeah, I like all those offers.
Now, I think the way you can make it, Gibbs, is if you included the first that you have in 27, which is not ideal. It kind of puts you all the way in. But for example, we would go Dak. Maybe we don't have to include Olave here, but like Dak the first and something. Maybe that ends up being Jaden Higgins instead.
Okay.
I don't know. You know, maybe you have to add Kyle Williams to this. Maybe that's not enough, but those are a couple ideas I think are maybe potentially worth trying. And again, because of your league being a meat and potatoes lineup, a start 9, you can afford to do these deals where maybe in some people's eyes you're overpaying. Quite frankly, it doesn't matter with the depth that you have. You have 8 to 10 names on your bench that aren't even going to sniff your starting lineup, right?
Yeah.
Now, you could also try and acquire Saquon without moving a Dak. So in that scenario, it would be pretty much what we did, but instead of Dak, it's that first. So it's a 27 first plus. Honestly, I think just Olave would be more than enough. And maybe you wouldn't even need to do Olave. Maybe you could do like a Higgins there instead, or a Besh. I guess it depends on how that person views these names. Besh and Kyle. You know, do you need to make it Besh and, you know, would they be happy with like an Aaron Jones, for example? So you have a lot of flexibility, I think, with those two teams in particular. This guy could definitely use a quarterback. I kind of want to try more to go the Njoku route, though. Everyone else seems pretty good at quarterback. Let's see who needs a tight end. So Big Cheese has Ferg and Kels. I think he's probably fine with that. We've already talked about St. Patrick's team. The team that has Kyle Pitts, this could be perfect because they have a Jonathan Taylor. They have a Henderson. What if we could offer them like David Njoku plus that first?
David
Njoku. Or we could just do like Njoku and Olave.
And Olave, yeah.
That might work.
Yeah, the Chris Olave one I think would be good for Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah. Olave is an expendable piece at that point. I mean, you could try even like a Jones and a Higgins as alternatively. So Aaron Jones plus Jaden Higgins, for example, or Jack Besh. You know, that could potentially get you there. But again, your roster just has so much flexibility that you can kind of afford to quote unquote overpay in some of these scenarios. Chase Brown might be another ideal target. Breece Hall. Let's say Breece Hall for the same type of structures for all these Jonathan Taylor ones that we showed. So instead of that being Taylor, you could have all those same ideas for a Breece as well for this other team. But yeah, those are really the main ones who need tight end. I don't think anyone else is really looking at tight end as a need on their teams. I mean, full transparency, like this is another team where you really don't have to do anything.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Like, you don't really don't have to do anything because I think this team is already set in every position. But like, you know, trying to get a heavy hitter, like Zach was saying, I say another wide receiver, Gibbs, or just getting another running back that we feel a little bit more comfortable with. Yeah, upgrading to that with James Conner being there, RJ Harvey, which we all like. But this is a good team, man. Please let us know if you have any last minute questions there, Brandon. I know you were here with us.
Love the team.
You
honestly.
should be receiving. Yeah, you should be receiving your playbook here within 24 to 48 hours. In the Flock Fantasy message system, as you know, you got your team review earlier as well. But we appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the support.
Yeah. Again, would love to answer any question. Says, is Chase Brown a good target? Yeah, I was going to say, like, maybe we do a similar price, but it's a little bit cheaper than Breece Hall with that team. So let's look at those Breece Hall offers that we had. But maybe we can make them a little bit more affordable. So I think I would do like this Njoku, Jones, Higgins package.
For Chase Brown?
I don't know if that still feels pretty expensive, no?
I mean,
maybe instead of Higgins, you make it like Kyle Williams or something.
Sure. I mean, either way, I'm okay with it. Personally, I'm okay with either Kyle Williams or Higgins. I think I'm not too worried about Aaron Jones in that contract personally, but I can understand it.
Yeah. Olave and Njoku feels like a pretty heavy price for me for Chase for some reason, but I like the Jones Kyle Williams one. I would even feel better about like just straight up Olave for Chase if you wanted to structure it that way and just, you know, maybe instead of Njoku you send a Arroyo or something, you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, lots of options, man. The great thing about your league is there's just tons of flexibility, for sure. But yeah, let me know what you think. No worries, Brandon. We appreciate you. And again, if you guys are out there, Brandon's about to get his team playbook, customized everything that we talked about today. You can get the same experience that he just got very simply. All you need to do is use the promo code LAND, become a Mother Flocker annual member on the Flock site. That will give you a voucher that you can use through the Flock store. Just choose Zach and Badaki with the Fantasyland crew, and make sure you put that slider up to live if you want it shown on the live stream. But that is going to be it for today. Again, if you have a team playbook in the queue, tomorrow's stream will be completely dedicated to those team playbooks. So it's a great time not only to submit a new one if you're out there and you're waiting, because you will definitely be on tomorrow's stream, but it's also, just a great time in general for the playbook. Because I feel like it's like in its prime, if you will. Like everyone is now, the draft is over, right? And everyone is thinking about their team, and they're very locked in on their game plan, right? So
Yeah,
I think it's
exactly.
great to get like those final little tweaks before we get into the season. Now we do have a question here from Jay, which is how we'll end today's stream. So Jay submitted a trade question, and
Appreciate
he said,
you, man.
what are your thoughts? So it looks like they would be sending away Henderson, Monty, Smith, and Schultz, and they would get back Kamara, Wilson, and Laporta in a non-tight end premium. I'm not obsessed with this personally.
Yeah, I'm not obsessed with it either. Alvin, Garrett Wilson.
I think the
Stoltz
reason
and
I
Schultz
don't,
means nothing.
yeah, exactly. Like Schultz doesn't mean anything in a trade like this. I think you probably prefer Garrett over Devonta, but they haven't been that different in a points per game basis on their career. Devonta's been better. I think losing Henderson is the thing that hurts the most here. And I still love Garrett. I hope people don't twist my words here, but I guess what I'm trying to say is the biggest issue is like the reason you're probably making a deal like this is because you're upgrading at tight end, and
Exactly.
I don't like doing that in a non-tight end premium.
Well, let's look at his team. Which one is this? This is the regulator. This is the one that I'm pretty sure we just reviewed because we were saying to get a tight end there. So you get rid of Travion Henderson. You have Quinshon Judkins there.
Yeah,
You get rid of
Like-
Devonta Smith.
doing a deal like this I guess I get why you're doing this. But doing a deal like this, if it was like a McBride and you don't even get a Kamara back, like if it was just McBride and Wilson, that feels much better to me.
Sure. That
But-
makes sense.
I don't know. I'm not obsessed with it. I guess Henderson and Wilson kind of cancel out. So let's think about it from that perspective for a second. Henderson and Wilson feel like they cancel out as far as like a value. So then I guess you could say Devonta and Sam kind of cancel each other out as well. I think they go for the same price. So then it's really like Kamara or Monty and Schultz. I guess it's honestly it's really not that far off.
Maybe you need. I think what you need, it feels like you need like a little something added there. You know, like can you get a third back, second back somehow?
Well, I wonder if so he has like Harvey. Yeah, interesting. Would he
that's
be
kinda where I'm at,
would he
like-
be open to doing like a Warren instead of a Laporta, and then you guys swap Harvey and Pacheco or something? That might be a big ask, but I mean that's a counter you could potentially try, or like Caleb and Pacheco you swap. You know, if it's not Harvey, it's Caleb and Pacheco. But ultimately, maybe you could do like a second, third round pick swap in the future or something. So I can't really add that, but maybe that's the way you get there. You get a second,
Well, he
they
doesn't
get
have
a
any
third.
picks, remember? He does. If you remember, like we did his team
Right,
review
yeah.
a couple days ago, he didn't have any draft.
Okay, so
capital,
you
but,
get a
like,
second round pick, and then you send back.
Honestly, anyone at the bottom, Chig, Phil.
Yeah,
That's kind of where I'm seeing it.
I think that would get us pretty close, but hopefully that is helpful, my friend.
Appreciate you though.
Definitely get, now that I remember back to your team, why you're trying to accomplish that. But
Yeah.
Appreciate all you guys, and we will see you guys tomorrow. And
Love.
yeah, nothing but love, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night.